Welcome back to Svalvinter, the role-playing game, Sell for Winter, Book 2, Eyes of the Oracle. We are rated R because of several war crimes and other horrible things.
Alleged war crimes.
Alleged war crimes.
There's not been a trial yet.
That's true.
Not child-friendly parties that are not war crimes because it's all consenting adults. But they're doing consenting adult things that kids shouldn't see. How about that? Yeah. Anyway, with us tonight, this time we have...
I'm the infamous Rob. I get to portray Sir Archduke de Fontress Lore, General Ne'er-do-well, and at the moment, really interested in tunneling through a mountain.
True.
I am Mina. I play Nefria Ab Colhall, and I am the party rabble-rouser, riot-causer, and shit-talker.
Indeed.
Hello, I am Goat. I am playing Stefano de Crimbid, the disgraced doctor-turned-necromancer. And one way or another, you're walking out of here, which apparently is something the audience wants to hear. They were missing that.
Backed by popular demand.
Exactly.
Everyone, I'm Jess, and I play Lady Brittany Walswaite, aka Alma, aka at the moment Prods to fucking Kelva. That was a better thought out decision than randomly changing her name with no notice to the rest of the party was the last time. They just let me do it this time though, so hopefully I don't get immediately knifed the next time they see me.
As can happen.
It would be hilarious if my namesake also showed up. They're like, oh, hey!
Then we had two different Pronses at the same time. That would be weird.
That would be a little scary.
It's a Spider-Man meme all over again.
Yeah. Hey folks, I'm Josh and I'm playing Errol de Merald, who over the last couple of sessions with these lovely adventures has have quite a crazy change of heart. So see where today gets us.
And I'm Alan. I play Bedonius, Monk of Rands, trying to find the real champions and hanging out with these people in the meantime.
And that is where we're at. Who wants to earn a fate die by telling everybody what happened last session?
Not me. I have a memory like a steel sieve at the moment.
I'll go ahead and do it, and we could just award it to Nefria, which is starting to become a habit.
It really has.
We started off the last session on a real particular high note for Josh over there. He made an appeal for, hey guys, you think when we go over there to Godfrey's Rock, are we going to have any fire? And so now the man is festooned and literally weighed down by a whole chunk of wildfire potions. Alma managed to spill the RR beans for Errol, also causing him further confusion and to further question his place in the world. Anyway, so we finally got to Godfrey's Rock with the wonderful Dracorian captain who will be paid in loot. The Dracorian guards saw us, ran the fuck away. We wandered up to the now invisible tower. We felt our way around until we found a door. And then we happily decided that was enough. We walked away, got back on the boat, sailed off.
Yeah, we got whammied.
Yeah. After realizing we'd been whammied, however, we went back. And I believe our current Alma dressed up like prawns with Errol in tow and did a little 1-2 punch on the garrison to send them up to the tower to go bother Kamalkus. In the meantime, at night, we sailed around the back ass of the island and asked the mountain to maybe reach back, spread real wide, and give us an opening to this secret sealed room.
The most articulate way of saying that.
And that's where we are.
That's where we are, indeed. And we will start with some spellcraft, of course, because there is a Dracorian garrison right now bothering the Citadel, as was the plan all along. So I guess the fake prawns is like, and so is the Herald.
Speaking of fake prawns machinations, they have an armory. I'm missing some throwing knives.
You are not missing some throwing knives anymore. They don't have throwing knives per se, but daggers and knives absolutely. So anything that you can supply yourself
Well,
with.
clearly I need to inspect the quality of their arms.
Right? Yes.
Have to be thorough.
Yes, General. Absolutely. Master General, ma'am. Meanwhile, we will have some rolls here, which I'm sure Errol and every other spellcaster in the group will feel. So, we have some wind plus some home base for a total of, say, 6 dice. And then we need to actually spend a mentalist dice. Now we're at 7. Now, the thing is... Oh, but I'm just going to do it to the commander, because the rest of them will just follow as the good soldiers they are. So... that person will get a bonus die, because I'm going to extend the control. So, yes, that's 7 dice in total. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to use one of my dice from the GM pool and roll 7 dice to control the captain of the guards and get him to move down again. That was terrible. That's 2 successes. And now the captain has a bonus die because I want to throw in... Really? This is Kamalka's right now.
Could have brought Sifanu. Sorcerer.
What was that?
Should have just had Sifanu do it.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know, and I'm seeing that one at the end there, so is that
Just
some
have
negative
to
consequences?
accept that I am scarier than he is.
Right? Yeah, the negative consequence of this is obvious. Kamalkas is clearly a horrifying anti-creationist. This also means that there is a magic residue die right now lying on the island for someone who wants to feel that and wants to use it. Errol, Zardigu,
Not yet, but I'm
Adonius?
keeping that in the back pocket.
it's going to dissipate. It's just there for a scene.
Anything for it right now, then.
Exactly. So,
Yeah, same
Yeah.
boat.
and by scene, the time it takes you to walk through the tunnel with Sifanu holding the torch, and I'm guessing all the good boys bringing up the rear, you said? Is that what we're saying here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess Deidre and Gistaki are here too, are they?
Yep.
Yeah, we want Gistaki somewhere in the front next to Artigue, is that what we're saying? Because that way we have 2 muscle men there. Or not?
Sure.
Yeah, that makes good sense to me.
And I also think that Adonis should be in the back in case somebody tries to collapse the tunnel from behind us.
Where do you want Gormgeld? He's a beefy guy too, is what I mean.
Middle? I'm not really sure what he can do. Like, he has a sword, he has a bow, but I haven't really seen him do much with them yet.
He has an axe and a bow, yeah.
He should be in the back to protect Bodonius in case anybody comes in.
There you go.
All right, there we have it. Sounds good to me.
And so Bedonius can lean on him when he gets winded, too.
Yes. This is quite a hike for Bodonius here.
That was annoying. I'm gonna have to spend another... Even as they keep knocking on the door, I'm gonna have to spend another freaking mentalist die here. This is gonna be... The distance is, I'm gonna say, long, and... So the victim is gonna have +2 dice. Okay, I'll spend 2 fate dice this time. That gives me 8 dice, right?
Careful, Kabalkus, don't want to end up in the slime jungles again.
Aha!
Ooh.
There we go. That's
A little
better. That's better. Shouldn't have marked Eldrida, should I?
I was like, that's quite the roll you got there, Eltrida. How many potions did you make?
Yeah, okay. So, Kamalkas is going, interesting.
Secretly, Eldrida and Kabalkus are the same person.
Oh no.
Man, we thought you were good.
Mean what? Okay, I'm gonna have to do the whole thing. This is sapping me. This is sapping me, I'm telling you. I'm gonna have to do the whole brain control thing on them again. just to get them off my back. Stop whacking the door. Stop bothering me. You're making noise when I have important work to do. That's better. Yeah, he's not gonna. Okay, good. Good. That's settled then. The thing is, now there is 4 dice in that next. Yeah, for will working. Next stage.
In case it wasn't obvious, there was no reaction from Alma whatsoever to all of this like blatant anti-creationist magic. She was pretty clearly not a spellcaster.
How is Errol reacting?
So, Errol feels it? Is that basically the gist of it, or do I actually have to tap into?
Yeah, no, you know that things are happening here. Kamalkus is not bothering to hide his workings at all.
All right. So I will look over to Prawns and say, "There's anti-creationist magic at use here. We probably should get up to the tower beforehand."
Must I do everything myself around here?
Alma is thinking to yourself, okay, what is Stefano doing now?
Meanwhile, in the tunnel, you're also feeling a whole bunch of workings of magic from above. The etheric tastes of some kind of magic. Anti-creationist, no doubt. A simple wind roll, which you can do without spending fate dice and all that. And because Sifano has 3 and Bedonius has a lot too, I think you can figure it out that it is mentalism, because what else would it be? Indeed. Sifano feels the mentalism from above. As you're walking through the really weird
really surprising
tunnel that is not natural at all, but it is natural because I guess it's a crack that has just opened really quickly compared to...
How far is the tower from the... Is it the garrison that we're hanging? Is it a garrison? Is it a barracks? I can't remember.
It's both. It's basically a small house for 10 people that doubles as like garrison and customs house.
Okay.
Ish.
My plan is to march up there and be as loud and distracting as possible.
Ah, yes. It's about, I'd say, 2 kilometers away from...
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a long march in this armor that I'm not used to wearing.
It's a long
Yeah, I
march
need
to be an open
I need to
target.
redo the scale there, clearly, so... I'll fix the scale for you. More like that, maybe? So... Yeah. That's about right. Which means that when you walk away, when this garrison walked away there, it's gonna take them a while to get there and get back. Half an hour or so, maybe.
It's fair enough. I suppose I will leave word with whoever was left in charge of the skeleton crew currently in this place that I'm going to investigate myself, given the blatant anti-creationist activity that I, of course, could sense.
The skeleton crew is a fellow named...
Unimportant.
Exactly. Who is sitting there. Either he's very close to retirement or he's a complete greenhorn of like 19 years or something. And just, yes, General. But meanwhile, the group is in fact arriving at the place, are you not?
So just to be clear, we're dungeon diving this tower without Alma and Errol.
Yes.
What a delight.
Yes. They're providing the distraction. And yeah, at about the same time as all that magic shenanigans are starting to peter out a bit, you are arriving, like, I'm thinking the fairies are in fact up ahead. You know what, I'm gonna do a big favor to Alma and Errol and put your tokens down here as well. Invisible tokens, in your cases, so that you can see what's going on, because that would be nice, wouldn't it? And Errol, just as like a public service announcement. There we have it. Okay. Sir Artigue, the fairies are gonna come back and say, there's something glittering ahead. Very much glitter. All shiny things.
Is it money?
They're talking to
Okay.
Sir Artigue.
Of course, from the direction this tunnel leads, so I suppose we'll continue traveling in the one direction we can travel,
Right,
towards
exactly.
the shiny things.
And indeed, they are not wrong. As you are getting closer to where the tunnel goes from being a tunnel to becoming a room. Huh. That's interesting. It's actually filled with all sorts of bling. It's glittery in there.
This guy's treasure room.
I think we did.
I
Would
think we can pay off the captain now.
right? You guys just like want to buy an army?
I'm not giving any of this to the captain. What's wrong with you? Cold day in hell before he sees any of this.
So yeah, as you are
Well, you can
marching in
see
there,
it,
the
but-
fairies flying in ahead of you all and going, oh, look at all the... And they can't keep their hands off glittery, shiny things, so they will start picking up gold coins and gems that are glittering in Fanu's torchlight and all that kind of thing.
They're only so big. They can only carry so much. I'm not worried about it.
This is true.
How big is this place?
Are you stepping into the room then?
Sure.
Difficult to see with Sifanu that far back, given that he has the light.
I think a light or a two-handed warhammer. That's just...
Yeah.
Can the fairies make any kind of glitter up there? Can they make a light?
Like some sort
No.
of fairy light.
No, they cannot make fair lights.
It'd be cool if they farted glitter.
Yes,
That's
but...
unicorns.
Okay. While
That'd
you're
be cool.
hesitating as to where you
We
should
can
go,
just
and...
get Sifanu to graft a third arm onto Artigue's chest. We could solve this problem.
Yes.
Or maybe his back so he could hold the torch out. Yeah.
We are gonna have Alma, of all people, roll 4 wind dice as I roll, dang it, 8 dice for Kamalkus.
Okay.
I don't know if it matters, but Errol's going on that same walk.
Yeah, no, I know. Apparently Kamalkus
My
doesn't care
successes
about you
will be
right now.
enough to resist
No, that's
whatever-
not Errol. That was... Okay. So, yeah, you roll for yourself then, Alma, please.
2 successes.
Oh, you had 2 successes. Yes, you did, which is not enough, clearly, because he had 4. Okay. What is Alma thinking about right now? In fact, I'm going to give you another bonus die. Roll 1 more die.
Okay. I sure hope I get 2 successes on this one die.
Right? You do not. So you have 3 successes versus 4, and that means that Kamalkus wins. What is Alma thinking about?
Oh my gods, how do people wear armor constantly? This is the worst! Ah!
Yeah. Errol, you will notice
Shouldn't I
another
have
spell.
people for this?
Very powerful. Not very powerful necessarily, because it's only 2 fate dice. If you want to do a dispel or whatever, it would have to be, you would have to have, yeah, those 4 successes basically.
Yeah, I can't even roll that, so we're good.
Yeah. So you have a sense of the power of the sorcery wielded against you. Mentalism has been done towards your co-worker. Not going to say friend yet, but co-worker.
I'll look over at Prawns and say, we good?
Why wouldn't we be?
Excellent. Let's double toe up to the tower.
Yep, you're working on that. Meanwhile, inside the tower itself, or I should say, the basement under the tower. Sir Artigue, any decisions here on what to do next?
I said walk into the room before, and I'm going to stick with walk into the room.
All right.
As again, to my understanding, there are no other options other than go backwards.
That would
Or
be
what
correct,
else?
yes.
So we keep going forward. Yeah.
Gustaki goes forward. Stefano, are you coming as well?
I'm sure everybody's still moving forward.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll just move the whole bunch forward then. Yeah, Sir Artigue, you are coming into a treasury. Clearly it is a treasury. There are little boxes, there are sacks, there are chests, and someone is maybe not too careful with how they have been laid out. Like, the sacks will spill out with gold trachenes and silver decoy, and there are gems. This is a lot of money. This is a lot of riches.
It is.
Glittering down
And
here.
And we have a
Nefria,
lot
how
of-
much can you fit in that sack of yours?
It's not. Well, yeah, you know what? I would love to find out. And plus, with all the pockets that all the good boys have,
Right?
Gonna be a fair
Oh.
amount.
Hashtag lump sums.
Articue's not going to have to carry the party anymore. Like, we can fund ourselves with theft.
Yes, with theft
Is
it
there-
would be.
Is there anything in particular in the room other than notable forms of cash?
No. What is
but-
interesting, though, is that the room is not particularly large. It is completely hermetically sealed, and the southern end of it consists of a cave-in, basically. Which
Well,
means
you know.
that there is now only one way out of the room, and that is through the very crack you created.
we can groundhog ourselves another way out here in a second. Does anyone object to looting this place?
Not even a
Okay.
little.
Do we want to potentially check to see if there's anything magically nefarious? Granted, the fairies would be fucked, but before we pick this shit up,
Stefano?
Sure.
Sense
I'll do
magic.
detect
Is
magic.
that we're talking about?
Or we can
Mhm.
ask Deidre to do it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
give
it's
us fate
difficulty
dice.
too.
I don't trust her wind, so I'm gonna make the roll.
Hmm?
So is it just wind, or do I add a fate die?
You don't have to add a fate die to this.
Okay. That's 2.
There is, you can sense no magic down here, no.
Excellent.
All this seems to be mundane treasure. Let me have a look at what our good book says about lump sums, because I'm curious about whether you can take one lump sum per person or just a lump sum for the group.
I really hope that because lump sums are individual, we can individually get lump sums.
That's the thing, so...
Be nice to have some spending cash again.
Yes.
After I spent it on a boat that got left on another continent.
Maybe this time you'll get to spend it on a boat we keep.
Very generous donation to the good people of whatever that small
That
village.
fishing village.
Yeah, no, they are definitely individuals, so each person can get a lump sum of 5 if you want it. Because, yeah.
And of course we do.
You do? I don't
I
know
do.
what you mean by this. How could you... what? Really? Just that?
5 additional lump sums or up to 5
No,
total? Well,
one lump sum of 5. You will have a lump sum of 5.
where's
Which
my
is just so as much gold and gems that you can fit into your pockets. And
So
purses. and
Coincidentally,
and
I'm already carrying the lump sum 4. Does someone else want to carry the 5?
no, your lump sum is upgraded to 5 then.
Ah. Sorry,
So-
because before we had different people holding different lump sums. So the whole party has one collective lump sum.
No, the whole party has. So
I'm so
Individual.
Artigue has a lump sum of 5. Stefano
Gotcha,
now has a
done.
lump sum of 5.
Caught
Gustaki
up.
has a lump sum of 5. Bedonius has a lump. Yeah, every single person in the
Oh.
group has a lump sum of 5.
Bedonius doesn't really feel the need to steal from these people, so
Fair.
he-
Can I
he-
just shove it in his pockets for later?
Got a Gormgal just does what the boss does, right?
Got a Garmgold would be a terrible Klavikian if he didn't loot the place.
And that means that we have 8 good boys who
Very
each will get themselves a lump sum of 5. You're ridiculous.
Is this crashing an economy? Is this inflation?
Yes, this is inflation. Deidre will obviously walk around among the treasures and just, oh, that bracelet, and that necklace, and that gemstone, and oh, look at this nice tiara. I can... Here, Gistaki, your purse. Shove, shove.
Wow, we found.
Nope.
Wow.
And just to be clear, there were no signs saying this belongs to Fundabera or anything. Just to be clear.
There is no signs saying that, no.
Cool.
So you're gonna go with, I didn't know it was yours.
Eldrade is high as balls anyway. She can't stop us.
Yeah, this isn't even part of the tower itself. Of course this is fair game. I don't understand.
It's
Clearly.
completely isolated.
They probably didn't even know this was here.
This was buried by the previous tenants.
Basically, if they had, they would have hired a stone mage to open a way.
That must be
All
the
right.
case, yes.
So I suppose then through the collapsed tunnel sounds like the best direction?
Well, right now you're plundering the treasure trove, so I'll go back
Fair.
to the rock, because it's going to
That's-
take you a good
that's
few
fair.
minutes to just shove your pockets filled with gold and silver and gems. And you guys are making your way up towards the tower when you see, in fact, the guards, I should say, coming back down. They meet you about halfway, and just about as you do that, I will need to have... This is going to be tricky. Now you're going to get so many bonuses that it's not even funny. I need to do an area spell. Or Malchus needs to do an area spell, which is going to be really arm's length, which is nice. But it's far away. Definitely more than long distance. So you get 3 bonus dice to your wind. Isn't that nice?
Okay.
Your wind is amazing, right?
Amazingly terrible.
See? And we are going to do... So that means the difficulty is at least 3. Annoying. But... And you have 3 bonus dice to resist. This is quite annoying. I'm going to have to spend probably another 2 dice. How much have I spent on you guys already?
MVP.
I think it's 6 now.
What was that?
I think it might be up to 6.
I have spent a lot. It's actually more than that. I think I've spent 8 dice just
Nice.
on manipulating these guys here. So here we go. That is not a single 6. He's tired now. So that 1, 2, 3, 4 successes, which you could match if you have all successes.
Okay.
Technically, you could
try.
match it.
This is against both of us?
Yeah.
Or just Alma? Okay.
No, both of you. Yeah,
Sadly.
no. You're so close, Errol. You need a 6. You need a 6 to match this.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try and lean into one of my experiences. As I've yet to actually harm this fellow, I'd love to burn his tower to the ground. And I'm hoping that maybe we can actually tame this furious animal with my kindness instead.
Oh, nice. Yeah, let's do that.
So
Had
need
me up
to
until the bit about
6.
kindness.
yeah,
What a nice guy.
what a nice one.
Yeah.
Oh
You
no!
but you're that much closer to leveling up.
Yep.
As you meet the good captain, he will explain. General, good news, bad news, and good news. Yes. Unfortunately, the enemies of the Empire carried out their nefarious deed, but we have stopped them and apprehended them, and they are safely locked up now. It's all good. And that is what you remember distinctly. Yes, both of you remember that the threat to the Empire has been eliminated. Unfortunately, so has the target. Yeah, you were a bit too late.
Excellent work.
Yes, General, we will... good work, boys! Boys and girls, let's go back and inspect your weapons again, shall we? Yes.
I guess we are... Where do I remember the threat to the Empire being locked up exactly?
General is asking evil questions. No, the threat to the Empire is obviously eliminated by the guards, right? They're all dead now. Yes. Thrown off a cliff.
Bodies.
Thrown off a cliff. Yes. Nothing to see here. They actually carry one of them with them. Yes. It's very not athletic at all. Rotund, upper middle-aged woman who was apparently a very dangerous assassin. She's had her throat cut. The soldiers say they did this. She was attacking us. It was very hard to fight, but we managed to bring her down without losing a single one of our troop.
So shall perish all enemies of the Empire.
Indeed.
Okay. Do I still sense any of my colleagues around? Did any of these nefarious evildoers escape?
Oh, that too.
And is that person probably dinging to Alma's radar?
You know what? You don't. With that magic roll, you don't. There are so many ways, so many things to account for when you're a mentalist, going into people's minds and adjusting everything so it's just... But you will notice that his rolls were pretty good.
Yeah.
And there was plenty of successes. Memory-altering work completed.
Okay.
He's a
cool.
bit annoyed because he's getting tired, really, by now. He's...
Clearly, these individuals are strong of mind.
Clearly, these individuals are really annoying.
That's closer.
All right.
Required me
so
to do this much work? Really?
I guess I need to make an excuse for us to go up and meet with the other team, because clearly the threat that I was concerned about has now been eliminated. Which, good job, the garrison. You were unexpectedly effective. Huzzah!
Huzzah! And I threw in 2 fate dice. That means 2 points of misery for him as well. That is really bad.
Don't worry, I'm sure that won't matter later.
I'm sure it won't. He's tired now. Having had your minds, I should say, altered to fit a vision like that, a memory like that, what will Alma and Errol do under this spell?
Obviously, I wasn't actually concerned about the threat to the Empire. I was concerned about if the garrison has eliminated the Rabdarana. Good for them. That's amazing.
Yes, we're very happy with this. Yes.
Not
Clearly,
suspicious at all that none of these guards died in the process.
Yes, that's definitely not odd or strange in any way. These must be Tricoria's finest.
Exactly.
So I guess...
Clearly Tricoria's finest. That has to be
Oh,
it.
mental gymnastics here.
Like I said, I think I'm probably going to make an excuse for us to be not where they are, so that I can have a frank discussion about what to do next, and I can pass on the important information that I no longer sense my colleagues anywhere, or my former colleagues anywhere, because, that's relevant.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
And even though they did reference that the threat, as mentioned by Alma, was basically disseminated, Errol, prior to all this, still felt anti-creationist magic. No offense. Stefano's anti-creationist, possibly. So he's still checking to see if there's magic going on, regardless of all of this. So to see, to the point of Alma, if they're making progress or not.
Why don't you roll your wind check? You need 2 successes, unfortunately, so I guess you can spend fate dice according to your pyromancy.
Sure. I'm
Can
gonna
I
spend...
cheer him on?
Yeah,
Though
I'm
you
gonna
do know that magic is going on. You have to... This is a roll to determine what kind of magic is going on.
Okay, so I'm gonna spend my 2. So that brings me to that, and
Just because I can put the token down there. Yeah, no. So Errol go... That was 2 fate dice, wasn't it?
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just checking really quickly. See if
It's not a
there's anything
spell,
in
it's more
experience.
your knowledge roll.
Okay.
You have no idea what kind of magic this is. Unless you have another experience you can invoke. There was the fire that told you who killed the Piotr Petrova.
Yep, that's what I'm going to probably pull out here at this point, is that I'm leaning into my pyromancy knowledge that is still relatively fresh, and magic being
It is
not my
indeed.
initial strong suit.
That is 2 successes. There is mentalism afoot. Powerful mentalism coming from that tower up there.
Is that enough for me to start judging what he created in my head?
I'd say so, yeah.
Excellent. I will relay this to Alma and say,
Or maybe you're not terribly smart, are you? Because win 1, but...
Damn.
There's a lot of that going around.
yeah,
Don't you talk to Josh that way?
You know that mentalism has
Thanks,
been
Rob.
used. So,
perfect.
unfortunately,
So
you're
then-
not a Sherlock Holmes, so you don't know what it was used for. You have to decide. If you want to roll a wind check, just like with a single die, to connect the dots, and you go, oh, I think we've just been charmed again, or something like that. I'm fine
Sure,
with that.
I'll give that a kick at the can here.
Cyril isn't... Okay, maybe not.
No, there's mentalism afoot, but I don't know what.
Can I roll my 1 win?
Yes, you can. What can be happening here? Woohoo!
Nice.
Alma might actually put together 1 and 1.
Wait a second. Mentalism, you said.
Yep, I can smell it on the air.
Is that not what we experienced before?
Yeah, when we were told to go in the boat and we came back again. Yeah.
Great. So the part about the threat to the Empire being... See, I didn't think that made sense.
You have these distinct memories in your head. It happened.
It should not have been possible for... But... No, I remember it, but she's too old.
And it doesn't look like the ones we were chasing at the docks. Or was chasing us. Whatever.
That's not right. I suppose I could ask if I could get a look at her pockets, but that would be an odd request.
Not for prawns.
It really
True. We'll just to test the theory, because it could be I was mistaken about what I saw when we were chasing after them, just to reassure myself about what's happened. So I guess I'm gonna march myself back over to the garrison and demand to see to be able to go through the corpse's pockets for evidence.
You can catch up with them on the path, and they will, of course, comply. There will be a murder scythe of the right type, and there will be a little stripy frog.
Dead weight kitty.
There is... You're checking everything. Only pockets, not the lip?
Yeah, it would make sense to check her lips too, yeah.
It would, yeah. And she doesn't have the tattoo there.
Yes. As I suspected. Carry on.
They are very proud Tracorian soldiers and will carry on. Meanwhile, down in the basement, you have stuffed your pocketses. What's in your pocketses? Well, lots of gold
Nothing.
and jewels, apparently.
Money.
Lots of it, too.
Salvage.
Yes. Salary, you could call it, too.
Back pay.
Yes. Back pay.
Reparations.
In this room, all of your good boys don't even fit at the moment because it's just filled. Yeah, you have a bunch of rocks lying, blocking the path. There is absolutely no way in... I don't know how many hells might exist. No way in Erashkigal's realm, how about that, to move those rocks by mundane means.
Yes, we're going to have to ask the mountain.
Yeah.
But Donius, you want to give it a shot? You were quite successfully friendly with Godfrey's Rock last time, as I recall.
And we've already gotten his permission to
Yes.
do this.
Yeah,
So
you have, yeah.
All right.
I always like to be very clear with the land masses that I may need you.
And this time it's easier because you're not going through the entire mountain.
Yes.
So it's going to be...
Latent magic to take advantage of as well from their mentalist fuckery upstairs.
A difficulty
The
2, though.
anti-creationist, is Bedonius going to do something so horrible?
Oh no, that's true.
That
that's
is the
true.
question.
Yeah, Bedonius wouldn't be.
That would be anti-creation.
He's not trucking with that.
Nah. Ugh. Such horrible things. How could you? Anathema.
So instead, he just adds to the pile.
Yes, he does.
So what is it?
There's going to be, since the previous work has dissipated by now, it's going to be 4 total dice in the pile at the moment. The 2 from Kamalkus and whatever Bodonius does now.
No, I mean for my role because Bedonius is not going to be taking any of that stuff. So
Oh, for your role, it's going to be, so you have your stone, and how much do you want to put into your tectonic summons?
how difficult do I think this would be?
Difficulty 2.
Okay, I better put the 2 in then.
Very well. And that gives you 4 dice, and that means that there is also 4 dice now lying about etherically for anyone to use for this scene. Look at you go! Was that
Wow.
What?
3 6s?
What?
But do
I told
describe.
you, Bedonius
Describe.
and Godfrey's rock are tight.
Yes.
Does this tunnel have intricate carvings into it just because that's how you've done it? Like
Yeah, it's archways and
He's
vaulted
gonna
ceilings.
He's gonna put in a little vacation hut on the side of this mountain. He's gonna come here on his time off, chat with the mountain.
This rock, that is power level 5 because 2 dice and 3 6s. Which are you going to hide your working, sir?
yes, given that we're trying to sneak up on an archmage, I think it's probably a good idea too.
So, how many fate dice do you want to put into the chalice to hide your working?
I'm
Each
not
one
mechanically
means-
how it works.
It works like this. So, if someone were to do sense magic as a spell, if you put in each fate die determines the difficulty of that spell.
Ah, I see.
So they're not gonna feel that you're doing magic just because you're doing magic. You're skewing it. That's level 1. So if they do, I want to see if someone is casting magic around me right now, and I'm gonna use a spell to find out, like a sense magic spell. Then they need 1 success to discover your magic working. So each fate die that you put into the chalice, instead of on the table, as it were, increases the difficulty by 1.
I did not know that's how it worked. But okay, good to know.
I don't think you want to get into a dick swinging contest with the Archmage. If he's looking, he can win if he wants to.
Yeah, exactly. That was my thought as well. It really, I would have to drain myself of all my fate points to have a chance of hiding this against an archmage. So
Fair. So a single die then. A single die then.
You 1 die so it's not obvious that he can just sense it. You'd have to actively look for it.
okay.
That's
I
the
see.
difference.
I see.
It does make a difference because it means that he will have to look for it. Otherwise you just rung the dinner bell, basically.
Otherwise, he just notices it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he just knows, because right now he's focused on the front. He's got no reason to look for it now.
Okay,
So-
yeah, then I'll just spend the 1.
Yep. And you are here to carry out the will of Mount Rance, are you not, sir?
I am, yes. I am.
So I'm going to give you 3 fate dice for fulfilling your destiny. So you're back up to 7 again, isn't it?
I got to 7 then. Nice.
Feel free to describe in some detail how you sit down and reach out to Gatvey's rock to commune about this pile of rocks.
Yeah, so Bedonius comes in front of the tunnel over here. Oops, hold on. I'm going to move over. And just kneels down. Now I see Bedonius twice on this. I think we both tried to move him at the same time. Anyways, sits down, or sort of kneels down and just places his palms flat on the ground. And you hear him murmuring very low and slow. And all of a sudden the tunnel just starts opening in front of him. And like I say, it's got some nice
Rumble.
arches.
Arches.
well secured, no chance of the tunnel collapsing in on itself.
Perhaps some nice like words of devotion in the side.
Do you want to carve a statue of yourself? Like,
Like heroic.
A little prose about how best buds you are.
Why not? I like it. Yeah, basically, we're gonna see this thing just rumbles, the pile of rocks rumbles away and is replaced by magically. Okay, that's not at all what I wanted to do with that. Sorry. Sorry, that was not at all. There we go. We're gonna have to do it slightly bigger, like that, and then like that. And is replaced by an actual archway that stretches from side to side. That nobody can see right now because it's behind all the names. There.
Did he get enough successes that he could make the tunnel big enough to go in 2x2?
Yes, yes, he can. It's cleared now. It's cleared.
It is very comfortable. It is spacious.
And
It's
I will in
wheelchair
fact
accessible.
remove the wall completely. There you are. Stefano has the torch. The tunnel stretches ahead in front of you. It's a lovely little archway with little inscriptions honoring Mount Rounds.
And then Bedonius will step aside and gesture into the tunnel to allow Taki and Artigue to lead on.
And they will, of course.
What a marvelous roadway you've constructed, sir. I'm surprised it didn't come pre-lubed.
I guess the good boys will take point too as well to protect all of you who are a little bit squishy. So all the tanks are going ahead, in other words.
I want to be up there too on the off chance I might be able to
Yeah,
spell
no,
some sort of magic. Plus I have the torch.
I was going to say, I certainly don't think I need Artigue followed by Gastaki, followed by Catagormgold, followed by 8 Wolfkin, followed by someone with a different skill set. Like, a little overkill.
Nah, I don't know what you mean.
We need some people back there to protect the smooth talking Bedonius.
Well, Catagormgold is back.
I need some fairies up here because they are definitely taking point. There is no instructing them anything else. They are just zooming
This is
down
far
the
too much
hallway.
fun to tell them not to take point.
Right? They're zooming down the hallway as far as they can. This is like a house, but underground! Mind blown!
oh, adorable.
So what are we doing next? Deidre's still
Like an even bigger asshole.
Yes.
I see that I think there's a door over here.
There is indeed.
Move up a bit so we get some light.
Ah, thank you.
Oh, there are
Turns
mirrors
out the hallway
on the
doesn't
wall
just
too.
end there.
Tall mirrors. As tall as a man.
Are they like all over this hall?
Nope, just those two.
Just this thing that looks like a door here?
Yep.
Can I
Where do we
detect
go?
magic
Where do
on it?
we go? Where do we go?
I suppose I just check the handle.
Oh, look! I can see myself! And I can see myself too! It's amazing!
I'm waiting for them to trigger a spell, really.
You're
Poor
gonna
old
use them as
fairies.
cannon fodder? Oh, you callous man.
This is terrible.
It's not like they were going to listen to me anyway.
And then once they're dead, they will listen to him.
They won't have a choice.
No spell
can we-
seems to be
well-
forthcoming. Look at how many there are of me and of you. They're giggling us so much right now because it's two mirrors opposite each other. They can see each other for eternity both ways.
Would the fairies be able to sense any tricks?
They've never revealed any such capacities to you?
Would they even know if they could?
This is so fun. They're having fun at least. They're in a fun house, fun mirror house of mirrors, fun house.
I wonder if Deidre would touch the mirror. What would happen?
Of who?
Deidre. Could we get
She's
Deidre to
busy-
touch the mirror?
She's busy picking out jewelry. And Gistaki is gonna protect her, so he's gonna be there too. He's starting to look even more ridiculous as things go on, as Deidre is just hanging stuff on him here, there, and everywhere.
So, should we check one of the doors?
Yeah, I was gonna say I just reach out and touch the handle and see if it opens.
Here we go.
I don't think we have anything.
Dungeon crawl commenced.
We're missing a rogue.
You are missing a rogue, aren't you?
Yeah, there was someone who used to have high fire for that, but I don't remember who that would be.
Yeah, that was someone who changed her high fire to something else. We can think about why and how and all that.
The two rogues are off mounting a distraction.
Yes, they are.
Remember when I said it was
It
thrilling
worked
to be
too.
here without either of you?
It worked. Anyhow, yeah, let me get back to... I needed to bring up my secret map, and I need to get back to the right page.
Wait, Deidre's got a high fire, right? She's also got some roguey skills. Can't we get her to
Who?
pick the... Deidre. Can't we get her to pick the door?
Yeah, if you talk to her, you can.
I'm not saying please to Deidre. Someone else can do that.
Hey, Deidre, there's a really great looking mirror up front. I think you should head up there and touch it or something.
Is
A
that...
little more concerned about the door, but okay.
Yeah, sure, the door. Yeah. Go jiggle the door handle.
Is,
It's jeweled.
you are... Okay, so you are talking to Deidre now about going to the... Okay, why don't you do a water check? Because she also has 3 water. Yeah. You're gonna try to talk the 3 water girl down here. Did you want to spend any fate dice on this? I have you for 5 in total right now, actually. Because you're a machinator now, aren't you?
I
You
am.
can spend 2
I
fate
guess you
dice.
probably
on
hurt
this.
people's feelings in combat with that one other ability.
That's
That was in
profanities.
combat too.
That's profanities.
Yeah.
I'll just-
You could be convincing. You have profanities convincing. That allows you to do... Sorry, what was that you were saying?
Yeah, I'll throw in a die for profanity. So like 4.
Because with your profanities convincing, your words flow with great finesse. If you win the rhetorical conflict, you inflict 2 points of damage instead of 1.
Oh, nice, nice. So
Okay,
like
then.
4 die.
You have 4 dice, yes.
Don't fuck it up.
You did.
All right, cool.
No.
So I'm gonna re-roll that with a. I once escaped arrest for theft of bride with a convincing tirade.
That
and
is
I
a
think
good
that
one.
a convincing tirade would be appropriate here.
Yes, yes, it would be. Re-roll everything. That is 2 successes. No, 1. 1 success, which is better than none. She will roll 2 successes. Priya, you're too sweet, lass, but I'm not gonna be your guinea pig for things. Try someone else with less brains. Maybe you have all the good boys here. I'm sure they'll be happy to put their paws into weird things for you.
No, I value their paws.
Why don't we use that Gormgold fella then? Do you value his paws too?
That right in front of Garen Cormgold, probably.
Like more than yours. But we'll find a different solution that doesn't
Yeah.
involve your paws. Go back to your gems.
Go back to your dress-up game.
Exactly.
Go back to pretty princess or whatever.
As a matter of fact, Nefria, I am a princess.
Are you pretty?
I mean, with water 3, yes. While you are having all these discussions about who should touch the door, Dungeon crawling. We love it. What is going on the surface of this mountain? Alma and Errol, tag teaming it.
I guess we're like once I have inspected the assassin's body, go back to the original plan, which was I think we were gonna try and rejoin the group without having any idea of where they actually are. This will go great. This is the type of plan that is definitely has been made by two people with wind of one.
So you are
Yep.
marching up to the Citadel, is that it?
Once we are sufficiently distant from the soldiers, I will pass along a bit of intel about her not having the tattoo that I would expect her to have, and thus probably having been a decoy.
Excellent, excellent. I knew she just didn't fit the description. Yeah.
It's gotta be jarring for Errol and Alma to have these absolutely crystal clear memories in your head, and yet
I
it's
don't like this.
pieces of puzzle that don't fit each other, right?
Yep. I definitely agree. I don't like it at all. And
Errol, you have been anti-creationisted. And you know what? You have a bane called Investigate Anti-Creationists to the Point of Self-Harm. Maybe it's time to go up and bash the door down.
Yeah, I think this is a wonderful opportunity to actually look at Alma or Prawns and say, you know what? Let's just head straight up to the tower.
Wait.
All right then, Errol, I'm gonna give you a fate die for giving in to your bane. For possibly the first time ever. So, yeah, it took you long enough, sir.
Wait, where are we going right up to the tower?
Because we don't know where they are. Let's just go back to the front gate. Let's see if he lets us back in. Worst case scenario, he's just going to go ahead and play with our heads again.
I prefer to avoid that personally, although I suppose I can't. It's not like I can really stop. This is exactly what the past few months have felt like, just constantly.
Errol will look at his bag for the wildfire and says, but I've got a way to open that door.
Do light destruction, it's true.
I won't burn it to the ground, but at least we can get the door down.
Kamalkus's feelings right now are can you just go away already? This is the meme of I don't want any well-wishers, distant relations.
What about a very old man?
Cranky old man and a disguised captain.
Exactly.
Or, sorry, Supreme General Prince
Supreme
Claus.
General.
Yep.
So you are just hell-bent on going up there anyway.
Yep.
Probably
Okay.
removing pieces of my armor as we go, because I'm tired. I probably have a point of exhaustion from parading around in this freaking armor that I'm not used to.
That was heavy armor, wasn't it?
It's light armor, but
It's light
you
armor.
know.
Yeah, that doesn't give you a point of exhaustion.
Oh, good. Okay. In which case, I'm mostly just annoyed on principle then.
Yeah, it limits your fire to 2. But your fire was already 2, so...
Still not used to wearing armor.
Still you're used to wearing armor, no. So, yeah, you are headed towards the door of the Citadel. It's going to take you another 15 minutes to get there, I'm going to say. Meanwhile, in a different part of town... Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. That's the one we wanted. So,
Right.
yeah, you were standing outside the door, sir, aren't you? Gormgeld probably hears the discussions and eventually will just...
Artigue's so sick. Now, listen, plan A was Artigue was going to open the door. Then there were a bunch of conversations about how someone else could open the door. And at the end of the day, we're returning to Artigue's just opening this goddamn door.
Open the door.
You're going to need someone to shine a light in there.
Yeah, I'll move up.
It's a hallway. Okay. In front of you stretches a hallway. We have that one, yes. It's hot and dry here. And I need to actually add something here. Yeah.
Sure, that's fine.
That I completely forgot about because I'm an idiot. But we're not charging extra for that tonight. That's good.
Is there usually an upcharge for idiocy?
Depends. In my case,
fair.
not, because I would need it given what my bank accounts look like normally, but don't think anybody would actually pay it, so there's that. Need to have that one, thank you very much, and that one. Gonna put it like, but we're gonna make sure that it's, and that means one, like that. Yes, that's good. And then there. Sloppy me! I thought I had done everything on this map, completely prepared and everything, and then I had forgotten something after all. Because, yeah.
No one can prepare for us. We're insane.
That's a fair point. Yeah. This is the hallway you're in. I'm sure it's completely benign and no problems at all. On the walls, as you can see, the flames there come from dragon heads. And yeah, it's a little bit of, it's like they are basically torch holders. And opposite to each one of those, there are statues. It's a sculptured stone warrior with a sword raised.
Hold on, before we start going down this hallway, didn't the mountain tell us there was somebody in seclusion down here?
Yep.
Can we go find out what direction that is instead of going down random hallways?
You can certainly try.
Wasn't the mountain supposed to be guiding the direction of
The
travel?
mountain is, it's difficult for a mountain to keep track of such small distances. It's all the same for the mountain, right?
They're just somewhere in this vicinity, huh?
But there are more doors down here, like Sifano, that you can see. There's one door to the left and there's another door to the right.
We opened a door. Feel like we just chase this one down and see if we don't find what we're looking for. And if not, we move to the next door.
Aldrita is there. Is Nefria coming, or are you gonna stay?
Oh
in the
yeah,
treasure room?
Nefria is coming. Oh, there we go. I can
Okay,
move.
that means that your bodyguard is coming too, right? They are
Good boys.
They are, yes, they're good boys.
That said, Stefano, are you cool if I just crush each one of these things before we walk past it and wait to get either breathed on with flame or attacked by a stone sword?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's definitely a trap. Go ahead and smash the hell out of it.
All right, cool. So Artigue just slowly leads his way through the hallway, crushing the dragon heads and stone statues, respectively, until
Okay,
one
then.
of them fights back. Not that would ever happen.
You're gonna get to a stone statue, you are like, "Ugh," bam, bashing it down, and with your, you can, it's gonna go crunchy, right? That's what we're saying. 'Cause
That's the hope.
you have a hammer, and it's really big, burly.
And things that are made of stone are usually great hammering targets.
Usually, yes. That was not at all what I wanted to place there. Sorry.
Oh, the hammer could make a crater that big, sure.
How about that, then? Yeah, that's better. So I'm just gonna put down like a small symbol showing like a cracked piece of stone, basically, to mark what you have done. So, if I can actually get a grip on it, which there. So, some stone, crunched. Yeah, you smack one statue.
Yep.
The arm falls off.
Delightful. Yeah, I figure once I knock the arm with the sword off, we're probably pretty good. Advance forward to the next set of things and crush them both and continue. Nauseam.
Bam! Okay, you are smashing the next set of things. Where are we starting here? Was it statue or dragon head?
We'll start with the dragon head.
All right.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
start with the sword arm. No? Okay, dragon head. it is.
Do the dragon. Yeah.
Go with the gut.
Go with the gut. Oh, shh! Suddenly the fires that come out just, yeah, it's just gonna be gushing fire, basically. Why don't you roll a fire check to not scorch yourself? I'll allow you to get away with that with a point of exhaustion.
Hooray.
Just throwing yourself at the ground as the flames singe the armor and a bit of your eyebrows, basically.
Vana, you think that's a natural fire or a magic fire?
In fact, I think I have a better fire animation for that.
Don't really have pyromancy. I don't know.
We knew a
Can I
guy who liked
detect
fire.
magic? Yeah, he's not here. Can I detect
Fireman
magic?
is not here. See, you're the fireman now.
Excellent.
Yeah, you now have your own area of responsibility. All things fiery.
Yes.
Can I detect magic to see if it's magic fire or not?
Sure.
Got two.
It is not a magic fire.
So, if the fire is like basically coming from the stone wall,
Yeah.
could we use stone magic to plug the hole?
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe?
If she weighs the same as a duck.
As a duck.
Exactly.
Fair call.
So are we trying to do that? This is going to be the pattern for this passage. Then it stands to reason that there's going to be a lot of such faucets that you will have to deal with. Because there is another 1, 2, 3, 4 dragon heads. It's not pulsing, it's just a continuous. But I can't find a continuous animation, so.
Is it taking up the whole hallway, or could one conceivably crawl under the gout of flame?
No, that's a whole hallway kind of deal. Everything is getting scorched right now.
Sure. How difficult will it be to convince the stone to seal this gap through which the fire belches?
I'll give it a difficulty 1. It's not very hard. It's not very big.
I'll spend 2 fate die. 1,
Unless you
2...
want to do all of them at once, in which case it's going to be harder.
Cool, so I'll spend 2 fate die. 1 for the effect and 1 to make it non-obvious. And then I will roll to seal the current gouting flame.
Very well.
Lick the wall and cross our fingers.
You lick the wall and you cross your
Hey, there you
fingers, and there we go. The fire, I mean, there's it's a noisy crunch, and the fire is extinguished. There's now just scorch marks left behind.
With those 6s, can you do a few more?
You have 3, effectiveness 3, you know what? Yeah, why not? I'll give you 1 more. Scorch marks. We need some of them scorch marks, right?
Absolutely.
Should be bigger, though. It really should be. Like, proper scorchy. Okay, I'm gonna remove another one. Scrunch.
Alright, so Savannah, I don't think hammering the dragon heads is the right call.
Oh no, that did not work out. But still, the 2 sword guys in between us and the next set of flames. So
Yeah, but those guys seem to crunch perfectly well. So we'll keep crunching the stone guys and leave the dragon heads alone.
Are the statues movable?
Not really. no.
Mikhail, poke a statue. Does it move?
It does not. No.
Okay.
All the good boys are down here and surrounding everyone.
All right.
Looking at the statue that Artigue already smashed, is it just a stone statue? Is there anything else about it?
It's not. It's a stone. Yeah, stone warrior. That's it. Yeah, it's simply stone.
There doesn't seem to be much point in smashing these then.
The arm is movable, actually.
And Bedonius, feel free to lead the way down the hall.
Oh, the arm. So there is more to it than a
Yeah,
just statue.
the arm can move.
Oh, okay. Then yes, that is different.
So back to crushing the crushable arms and hoping the dragon thing doesn't breathe on me.
You're smashing the next one, right? So
Yes, and then I'll smash the one after that. And then I'll smash the one after that. And then
until
I'll smash
something
the one after
happens.
that.
Until we get more flames. Is that it?
Yes.
But
Not smashing dragon heads.
oh, there it
I
is.
do have some healing potions in case something does go wrong.
Nothing would ever go wrong in this place. Oh, that's still the wrong thing because I'm an idiot. So here we are. Ah,
I just keep seeing bursts of flames.
yes.
No.
Entire
There-
hallways. covered in flames.
Fire in the hall! Literally. Whoosh from the next step here. Yeah, Sir RTQ wants to roll another fire check, appropriately, to not burn.
So what seems to cause this one to go off?
You smashed it. Again.
No,
Oh, no,
not
you
the
smashed-
dragon.
You smashed
Only
the...
smashing statues.
You're only smashing
not the dragon.
statues. Okay, I'm
Yes.
sorry. My
With the arms,
misunderstanding.
yeah.
Dumb. I'm not that dumb.
When the sword's arm is smashed, the thing goes off.
Interesting.
See, it's weird that it didn't do it for the first two statues, but this time it did.
Maybe you hit it slightly differently.
That's entirely possible, but I'm gonna run out of juice before we'd even do anything cool. Sure, I'll spend another 2 fate die.
If we work together, maybe we can close all of them at once.
There's a
Stefano,
thought.
Need more?
Yeah.
why don't you roll some wind here?
Okay. Ah!
Completely oblivious to everything.
Yeah, we can call this a ritual.
Okay,
Spend,
so that's gonna
a
take a
scene
while then.
working on it.
Yeah.
Thought
Actually,
strategy
no.
was
You know
possibly
what?
a Ritual.
Even though it's not going to be what Alan thought he was going to get out of that. Artigue at this point, having almost been singed twice, is frustrated, and I'd like to clear the hallway. You got those 4 fate die laying around? Gail?
Yes.
Cool. I'd like those.
Yeah, there it is.
And you put down 2 more, didn't you? Because of your own tectonic summons. No, 1 more.
I can't suck up my own.
Fair. So 4. it
Yeah,
is.
you can only use another mage's.
Yeah, so
Fate
4
die.
it is.
So 4 plus 1 of mine. We'll
Yep.
call it 8. And I only have to worry about the last 4 of them.
Yep. So wait,
sorry,
you are now
7.
at 4 fate dice in total?
I should be at 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had been back to the sheet. We were negotiating.
Yes.
Oh, God, do not rob this roll.
Why do you say shit like that?
You
Right?
jinxed
Like,
it!
seriously, why would you say
Oh,
that?
God.
You really,
Damn it.
wrong with you?
really jinxed it, didn't you? Long success.
Wow.
Tell me you have an experience you could use.
He has an
I'm
experience.
sure I
yes.
do.
He kidnapped a Barbosa shaman once.
Listen, it's not my fault. That is a random number generator. I got nothing to do with the back end mechanics of that roll.
Nothing. Nothing
Sure,
at all.
sure.
You are completely unbelievable. Not even the common decency to knock on wood, but not to worry. I used a volcano to assault the Iron Tower.
You did.
Yes,
So
you
by
did.
God, I could turn this fucking hallway to my purposes.
Yes.
So I'm gonna re-roll the first die, or I'm gonna re-roll.
All of them
let
except
me
those
see.
second.
I'm gonna
right?
re-roll the
6
first
dice.
die and the third die, and then the last 2.
Okay. So the 3 and the 2 you don't care about.
Oh, the 3 and the 2 I don't want to re-roll and roll into 1s,
Okay, sure.
because those are the danger dice.
Yes, they are. Yes. That's better. Now we have at
Hey,
least we
now
have
6
3
insight, though.
successes. Now, what is the power level on this thing?
4 should be.
Yeah, which means that cuz you don't have a single 6,
Correct.
which means that you're going to take a ridiculous number of magic mishap stuff here.
Uh-huh.
The effect level of mishap is always the power level only, which is, of course, the number of
4.
FDs you put into it. So what happens? Partial success. It's enacted as intended, but it can backfire and affect you instead of the target, affect a friend, mental exhaustion, someone you or a friend takes damage, you get a glimpse of the world between the worlds. You lose faith, the magic forces permanently change your appearance. A spirit attacks you and does mischief. Maybe an illusion attacks you, I don't know.
Maybe something horrible happens to one of our companions.
Yeah. Or oops, one of the Wolf King got eaten.
Are we burning a good boy?
That's messed up.
That's
If you want to hurt a good boy, that's fine. I trust Stefanu to get him up and walking somehow or another.
It's a real shame, and it's not my normal preferred course of action. But yeah, Artigue is going to recognize that he's completely lost control of the enormous amount of anti-creationist magic he just scooped up off the floor.
Yep.
And since clearly the tunnel doesn't like that, the wall is going to collapse and kill one of the good boys. I'm
Oh
sorry,
my
not kill
God.
him. It'll just do 4 points of damage to him.
Yep, that's a dead good boy. So sorry, Nefria. We lost a good boy.
Did I lose a good boy or did Stefanu gain a good boy?
That is debatable, of course. But
Produce,
oh,
reuse,
not
recycle.
everyone. So, yeah.
Conservation.
Plus 2 very angry stone.
Yes. There is a cave-in in part of the tunnel, and you hear a yeek, and the wolfkin is crushed under stone.
Artie just looks over and goes, yeah, sorry, that one got away from me a little bit. Butterfingers.
So now you're down
But the
to
way
7,
forward is now
Andrea.
safe.
7.
For
Can
everyone
I
else.
loot the good boy for his lump sum?
You're still only gonna have 5 lump sum, yeah.
You don't have the room for it.
Basically. By now, the fairies have stopped playing with the mirror because they hear exciting sounds and they come flying. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Is it all fucked? Is it all fucked? Are we fucked? Are they fucked? Who is the fucked one?
Assholes.
Is it fucking?
All right, so we'll now continue.
Oh,
We'll
look!
break.
There's been a fire here recently.
Oh, fairies.
Thanks, Pee-poo.
Pee-poo.
Yeah, you move through the rest there. Meanwhile, in a different part of the town. Oh, dear, this place.
No,
It's going so
going
well,
so
isn't
well.
it, you guys?
Better you're
So you're gonna now be up by the actual Citadel, which means that I'm gonna have to activate that particular map, doesn't it? And
Well,
I
it was always-
thought
we
I would have.
act anti-creationist feelings. It's totally fine for the dead to walk.
Eh,
Lord's left toe. Of all the things I've believed, I didn't think the dead should stay dead would be the one that was a problem for people.
Yeah, there's many things that we've seen back up on Majora.
It just went all kinds of wrong, didn't it?
It did.
I need to have... Oh, there it is. Okay, whatever. I'll do a little bit of that, and...
Oh, we're so gonna get whammied again.
Not
yeah,
at
don't
all!
expect
Everything's gonna be fine. You're fine. It's just totally, completely fine.
To be fair, people stalking up to the tower. Oh, burn the witch is probably a Tuesday for Malchus.
Quite
Exactly.
so. Yeah, oh, does everybody else want to have vision here? In the past that I've done with, because I'm nice, so I'll give you all vision, I guess. But you're going to be invisible.
Master has given Dobby a sock.
Yes!
Dobby can see.
I'm like that. I can give people socks. What? No context for anyone. Anyway. No, that's not at all what I wanted to do. Sorry.
So, just for context, the tower's still quote-unquote invisible?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
visible. You can
okay.
see it. You can see it.
Oh, we can? Okay.
No, you can see it. It's quite visible. It's obvious where the tower is. Because that spell was a while ago.
Franz and the captain earlier.
Yeah, so here you are.
Tower's gone.
The tower is, of course, jutting up above the wall that surrounds it, but there's a wall. There's a door in the wall, like double door, nice oaken doors. What do we want to do with it?
Nice
getting-
wooden door you got there.
Exactly.
Shame if something happens to it. Harold is quite literally going to take a vial of wildfire from his belt and throw it at the door. No questions asked.
No questions? Okay. Boom. What was the... How many successes did she... She had a bunch of successes with that, didn't she?
Like,
All
how
I
many-
know is I've got 10 vials. They were good.
It's gonna burn well, is what we're saying. So I guess I need more fire now. All the fire... This
Fortunately,
is,
you just had a walkthrough of all your fire animations.
everything is on fire
A little
this
tutorial.
episode, folks.
Exactly.
Everything is on fire this episode, folks. Everything.
This shit.
And if it's not on fire, something is wrong.
Yep.
Whoosh. Yep. It's
Okay.
burning. It's going to take a while before the whole door burns down, but it's burning. That wildfire stuff is sticky also. It's just because it's a sturdy door. It's going to take a little while. I think someone might notice this. Just saying.
Oh yeah, Errol totally looks up at the top of the tower after it's chucked to make sure that he's very much, hey, we're here.
I imagine Errol after the chucking the wildfire is like.
Yeah, that's
I also imagine Errol talking to the fire spirits. Like, I really want to eat that door. Really go at it.
yeah. Yeah.
I never knew until this moment how well Errol and Nefria would get along.
We'll see how that goes soon enough, because yes, you will manage to make Kamalkas grumpy, let's say. I'm sure that's not going to have any negative effects for you.
Chris gonna get back to this tower and be like, oh, what the fuck?
Okay, you
So
have
far, it's only
made
the
it
door.
across.
Oh, and the statues.
Yeah, you've made it across the side. There's interesting stuff here, Sartigue. Let's see now here. We have, by your side of that hallway, there is a cabinet standing right here. It's basically a glass cabinet with a sculpture of the tower. And, like, it has all the levels of the tower. And at the bottom of the tower, in this very hallway of the sculpture, you can see a whole bunch of miniatures, like in a dollhouse. First, there is a fellow with a lot of armor on. Some of it is a bit scorched. Very fine detail on that armor. It looks just like yours. There's also, say, 6 wolfkin, 7 wolfkin, a fellow with a longbow, a gnarly fellow. Even the tattoos are included. Yeah, it's all of you. And then 4 very small miniatures, like size of a pinhead of fairies. The fairies are floating in front of it and going, "That's us, we're in this! Fuck,
Do
we're
we
in
see
this,
any
fuck,
other
fuck, fuck,
figures
we're in
on this miniature? Do we see a little fat guy at the top of the tower or anything like that?
Yeah.
Or a wolfkin somewhere, other than these 7.
Let's
Oh
see.
yeah, the white eye maybe.
Oh, I'm gonna have a double check here on everything because
Just look for the light bird wolfkin somewhere
Exactly.
in here.
This is directory.
Like,
Little Rolodex.
They're like, all right, we're here.
you can
Malcolm's up
see-
here.
no, you can't see that at all. In the little miniature model here of the tower, what you can see in the basement is there are other rooms down here. A couple of more rooms, like here and down to the south as well. There are also rooms beyond this door. One room here down in the basement is very messy. It's like someone has made a pile of furniture that they've smashed and just put it in a big pile. Another room is very much better organized, and there's a miniature of a man standing there. He's dressed in very nice algae silk kimono. Then there is on the entrance floor of the tower a bunch of people dressed in browns and greens, looking very much like those trappers. They're standing by an oven and in a kitchen, apparently preparing a meal or something. The little fat fella is in the top room of the tower.
oh god, that's
I was
fucking
thinking
tempting.
that too.
Okay, so I can see us, or at least little figures that look like us, which
Yes.
means presumably I can see the door in front of us, just or just judging by where my mini's standing.
Yep.
Oh, and you said this whole thing's in like a cabinet?
Yep. It's a glass cabinet. You can open the door.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, does you just open the door?
Yep.
Cool. Can I reach into the glass display?
Yep.
Can I push open the door that's in front of us?
No, it actually doesn't move at all.
All right. Guys, I want to break this and see what happens.
I want to see you move one of us and see what happens.
I pick up Deidre and move her. I pick up Deidre and move her down the hallway so that we can see her at the T.
Oh, Deidre?
Yeah.
Because of course.
I
Yeah,
had to pick the person I cared about the least.
yeah, she instantly disappears from Gistaki's side and appears at the T. And she's like, "Huh! What just happened, lads?"
Hey, Deidre.
We could totally ambush Kamalkus like this.
Deidre, hold on a second. Let me know if you end up in a room full of gems. And Artigue picks her up and moves her back to the gem room, waits like 10 seconds, and then moves her back to the hallway with us.
I do not know what had just happened. It was all dark when I landed.
Ah, good point. Did it sound like there were coins under your feet, maybe?
I think so.
Okay, so yeah, we have extra torches somewhere. Here, borrow a torch from a good boy. Artigue will grab a torch from one of the willing, living wolfkin, toss it to Deidre, and then move her back, just to make sure she's going where we think she's going.
Okay.
And really just because it's fun.
I'm in the treasure room now.
All right,
You
we
can
move
hear
her back.
shouting. That is an amazing contraption, she says. She's actually going to go up and have a look at it. What happens if I move you? Let's...
Nope. No.
The strong arm.
Yeah. No, thanks, Deidre. In fact, as Deidre comes closer, her piece gets further away. Every time she comes within like 10, 15 feet or so, just move her back.
So Artigue, enough with this lollygagging now.
I think I like where Stefan is going with this. You want to just murder bot Kamalkus real quick?
I don't know about murder him, but if we drop him down here to all of us, I don't think he's got much of a fighting chance.
He's a wizard. If you let him talk, he's got a fighting chance. That's why
Yeah, we're not going to give him a fighting chance. I'm immediately going to whammy him with perilous, and then we'll tie him up.
Meanwhile, in a different part...
I love this plan. This is a good plan. We could also, like, move Errol and...
Oh, actually, I'm going to reverse that and say that you cannot see the fat man. I just realized I have read the instructions incorrectly.
Can't see the fat man or the oracle. Now this is...
Right.
No,
That
you
makes
can't
more
see the
sense
fat
that
man
he's
or
immune
the
to
people
everything.
in brown and green. It's
Okay,
only
so
the
you
people
can't see
on the same
right.
level as you.
Gotcha.
So we
Alright,
gotta
let's
take
pull
this
the-
thing with us.
Oh, maybe. Or we can pull the guy out of the other room and see who he is. Save us in trouble of backtracking.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't read the instructions carefully enough.
No worries. We'll have more plans. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Alright.
Yeah, yeah. So you can teleport yourselves as long as you are, because you are going to be in the same level as the model, but someone who is on a different level, you can't teleport from there to here, for example. Which means that you
Right.
don't know where Kamalkus might be, but obviously he's not here on this level because you can't see him in the model. So he's going to be on a different level. Anyway,
princess is in another
Kamalkus is
castle.
going to go. If the goal was for Alma and Errol to create a distraction, you have been
We're doing a
eminently
wonderful
successful.
job.
I
Okay.
feel like we're about to suffer some consequences, though.
Yes,
That's
yes,
okay.
that could be the case. So the distance is long, so that's annoying. Gives an extra success. You get, of course, and so you're gonna get an extra die because I want this to work for an entire scene. So why don't we do the typical 8 dice that I usually do? I am now down to 8 dice in my pool, you guys.
So
You're
glad
tapping
we-
him out, is what I'm saying.
Archmage.
What was that?
So glad we decided to antagonize an archmage.
Right?
Some great plans.
Okay, that is
Somebody
1,
had to
2,
take one for the
3,
team.
4 successes, but 2 ones.
3 ones.
That's not so good. 2 ones on the magical mishaps of anti-creation mass. Okay. Oh
Better than
no.
4.
That's,
Oh,
that's
no.
only if something bad happened, because I've had plenty of bad stuff happen to me with only 1. I want to see something bad happen with 2.
With 1,
Yeah,
it's
if
just
he grades,
infamous.
he got 5.
1 is just infamy, point of reputation. But 2 is your
I have a
spell.
permanent scar because of a 1.
Your spell wreaks havoc in the multiverse and irritates some demon or minor deity who will turn up sooner or later to punish you. And Kamalkus has already been in the slime jungles of Gombitakla. He's gonna be so terribly angry and sad over all this. But when the magic goes off and you are feeling an absolute ironclad want, you're gonna be Killgraved yet again to go down to the docks, take the ship, and go away. It worked as Artigue and the bunch.
Take the ship and go away.
Do they have
Okay.
a ship? Didn't we drop them off and sail away?
You
They
did?
have a small sloopy thing, like a
Oh,
rowboat
that's,
thing.
yeah, almost like a rowboat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alma and Errol turns and walks away.
Right, we did what we came here to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Let's get back on our boat.
Clearly. And of course, downstairs in the basement, you can feel the magic emanations yet again. I'm using the wrong basement. I made one other basement because that was before you'd created a tunnel into it, see, so. Yeah. So I guess Kamalkus will end up in the slime jungles of Gombitakla. You don't have to deal with him because a demon got angry with him. Dang it.
All right, so we want to pull the random guy down here to us, see what happens, see who he is.
Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, no, I figure, right, like we can go check out his room and loot it, but probably easier to just move him here and put him totally off center.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you're
Cool.
moving the guy?
Yeah, you want me to stand him up in the middle of the good boys, or in
Good
front of
boys.
you?
Yeah, in front of me by this bare wall with all the good boys scowling at one side. So if I've got to whammy him, I'm facing that direction.
Gotcha. I move everyone around where Savanu wants them, and then no need to let them.
So,
and then
whoop! And
Oof the
right
dude.
in front of all of you, a very pretty young man, lean, dressed in only an LJ silk kimono, is standing, and he's just, huh?
Hi.
Who are all of you?
We found you locked in a room. Did you want to be there?
It's complicated. He says, are you working for Fundibera at all?
That's a complicated question.
I'm very happy to see you. Always happy to shake the hands of friends of Fundibera. You must be here for the feast as well, aren't you?
What feast?
All the feasts.
Which
of
one?
course.
There's so many.
Eldrina will actually remember that she has seen when she was at Fundibera's last party, this young man being Fundibera's particularly selected boy toy.
this is Fundibera's boy toy. We probably have to put it back.
Let's give him the option that he could walk down the hallway and leave, or he could go back to his room.
So
Oh,
what,
sure.
what brings you like to the very bottom of the basement?
Stay here. This is my room. Not this room, but my room is around the corner. How did I end up here?
Powerful magic. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
If we wanted to get to the top of the tower, which doors would we go through? If we want to get out of the basement and up to where the parties are,
I have absolutely no idea.
how do you get up there?
I don't really, unless they get me there.
Does somebody come and get you, or do you just
No,
find
no,
yourself
I-
there?
Like, this is not the first time I've moved instantly from one room to another.
Okay, okay.
That's how we move about here.
Has anybody new been brought in that you know of? Any maybe Wolfen?
Oh, yes, I heard really a lot of howling recently. Very annoying and quite disturbing. Wouldn't like to talk about it, really.
Okay, we don't have to talk about it. Tell us where it was coming from, so we can investigate.
Of course, it's coming from opposite my room, I think. Yes.
Okay.
Opposite your room, so like down here.
Yeah, down the hallway back here.
Yes, I think so, yes.
Is
But
it-
it's been quiet for a little while now. Thank all the gods, because it was getting on my
Nephria, would you like to
nerves.
take the good boys and go check it out?
Yeah, I'd like to go check that out. How about
what is your name, everyone? My name is Salmello, and I am very happy to help deliver a proper atmosphere for any social needs. You understand? Yes. Though I am here exclusively contracted by Fundibera, so I'm very sorry that I cannot cater to your needs right now. I'm sure she would not like that.
That's a shame for you.
Yeah.
And
I
for
look back at the
you-
rest of the group.
And for you, darling.
Should we just put him back then?
Yeah,
You just
I-
put him away.
If he wanted to be freed, I'd totally free him, but he seems perfectly happy.
Yeah. You seem happy with your situation, right?
Of course, it is annoying to not be able to go out whenever I want, but I get the best food And
I reach into the
I mean-
case and I just put him back in his room.
in the middle of a sentence.
Mid sentence, I was like, he wants to be here. Whatever, we're done.
Clearly, Footpara does not retain him for his eloquence.
No, it's purely a carnal thing. It's just his
It's
body.
not his metaphorical tongue she's interested in.
Exactly.
All right, how about we go back and see about investigating this room where the howling was coming from?
Oh, definitely.
100%.
20 of us moving down this
Yep.
hallway.
That's all of you. The fairies will go first. Zoom! They just zip past everyone because they're making a race out of it. They're gonna find out first. So there.
Can they open the door?
Maybe not.
The hole is big enough; they could just fly through there.
Oh, there's a door. It's locked. The door's locked. The door's locked. Everyone, it's fucked. But there's like a hatch. There's a hatch that we can look through.
Okay.
Wait till we catch up.
Yeah.
Imagining one of them getting like hilariously stuck in there after attempting to crawl through it.
God, I collided with a wall somehow. Yeah.
Do the good boys smell anything? Do they smell wolfkin that's not part of my little troop?
Haha goes, I smell stink, excrement, urine.
Like someone contained in a cell?
Wolfkin urine?
Yes, Wolfkin, they're getting angry now.
Don't worry, we'll find the dookie. It'll be okay.
Good work, everybody.
All right.
So
Kick
are
open the
we
door?
looking? There's nothing in there. Only a bunch of furniture. I guess the fairies can fly through the little bars on the inside the hatch. So they will do that. Because
No, kick it open anyway. We want to investigate.
what was that?
Kick it open anyway.
Gustaki!
We should investigate.
Gustaki, I've got one for you. Come kick your way through this door heroically.
Gustaki,
don't ask
don't
Deidre to
do
open
it,
it.
love. We're not gonna get used by you, says Deidre, who's
But
clearly a bit
Gustaki's the
annoyed. but
strongest man on whatever landmass we're standing on.
Got a
But-
Gormgal just, if they will not do it, I can do it.
Sure. I don't have feats of strength.
He doesn't either, because that's not what he does. So he will try to kick it open then. Bam! That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
it is.
hail the Clavikians.
That didn't work at all. Bam! Oh, my leg. Yeah, he
What's the
kicks
really?
the door really hard. The door rattles. It is sturdy. This is a sturdy prison door, with quite a complicated lock, really. And as he does, you will hear a cacophony of sounds suddenly coming out from inside the
This
room.
is where we blow it.
And the door just absolutely blows open, and so does this door, and the door inside that had Salmello in it, and this door blows open. Does any of you have... Oh yeah, some of you have wildfire bottles, don't you?
Do we?
Not to my knowledge.
You
I
don't?
think so.
It does.
Okay,
Allow me to check
you are
my
very
sheet.
lucky.
Yeah.
Do you have any other
Oh.
bottles of any kind?
Oh, I've got so many bottles.
Every single bottle, just all the corks. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, my 10 doses of suicide potion are gone?
The bottles, the corks have just blown,
Okay.
yes.
So I can just plug them back up again.
You try and it pops out again. There is
Okay, I'll collect
a
them
lot
then.
of noise from in there, and you will see a couple of heads. There's like this. Where did Sifana go?
What? Up here somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
I've
he
moved
is.
into the center here to shed light.
So,
Yeah.
in the center of the whole mess here, there is. I mean, every piece of furniture in this cell has been hacked up and put in a big pyramid. And lying, peeking out from under this is two people. One is a white-haired albino Wolfen howling strangely. The other is a human woman. She is maybe middle-aged, and her head is completely bald except for 5 braids. One sticking out, one popping up from the head, one on each side and one in the back.
Okay, so crazy eyes from Orange is the New Black. Gotcha.
What was that?
Nothing.
Why don't we have Bedonius roll a wind check?
Really?
Yep. You can add a die for your scholarship if you want, but you don't have to.
No, I'm okay for now.
Oh, yes, you are. 2 6s. I think Bedonius is about to get very scared. The woman is definitely a rejoicer. And it seems like the Wolfkin is too. You know about rejoicerism, don't you? Yeah.
As a player, no.
Okay. Rejoices madness. Those who get touched by the god's madness can harness the affliction to access special secrets in the universe for a little while. Yeah. These people are insane, and it's an insanity that is contagious. Thinking about the mad god Rejoicer makes you one of their cult. Doing anything, interacting with them, everything is dangerous. You're all in mortal peril right now of being infected by this.
Can I act?
Yep.
Okay, I'm immediately going to paralyze the 2 of them.
Okay then. Thump. Let's see now. Yeah, they are in fact paralyzed.
Kill the weird woman with the braids. The other one needs to be tied up and gagged immediately.
Let's see now. You have, in fact, you have done an aggressive action against someone with Rejoice's madness. Sifanu, please roll wind.
Okay.
Look, now you're going to pick up a new magical discipline.
Yeah. Another blasphemous one.
Bane, too.
Strong.
Yeah. Let me pull up my character sheet. See if I can find some
God.
experiences.
Remember that time you didn't go crazy?
No, that time I have such potential. Oh, no, this is a reaction, not because of my spellcasting, right?
That's correct.
Put me in a room with rats, and I hate rats.
Alright. Maybe Shagul tattooed me saying I have potential. I have some resistance to madness,
Maybe.
right?
Okay.
Potentially.
Are we
You got
using-
that
I-
confidence.
Right, yeah, I got that confidence. I can stare into the mouth of madness and not go crazy myself. Alright, I'm gonna use that.
Okay, do it. Reroll. You are not going mad yet.
Yes!
Everyone else, what are you doing? I need to hear it. Eldrida hears this. Bedonius, you hear the screaming and cackling. Gistaki hears it. Bedonius hasn't warned anyone that you are in mortal danger from... Basically, with 2 successes, Bedonius, the only cure or the only safety that you know of from Rejoicers is to basically plug your ears and not listen to what they're screaming.
Okay, so I was about to ask the aspect of stone from the magic where I turn my skin to stone and it also protects your mind. That isn't helpful against this as well.
Let's see now. It also protects. Let's see now. Difficulty
Kind of
2.
vague on protects again. So.
That'd be crap if it doesn't.
It's that number of bonus dice for rhetorical conflicts when someone tries to convince you with something, but you could use it for this. Why not?
So it would protect against them as against the madness as well.
Yeah, if you are going to... Yeah, the immovable mind, exactly. I love that.
Yeah. Okay. So in which case, that is what Bedonius is doing, is activating his aspect of stone
Right?
to protect his mind. And he does yell out to everybody else to cover their ears don't listen.
Okay. How many fate dice are we throwing into this, Bedonius?
I'll be putting 2 fate dice into it. I would like a very nice.
That is a wise thing to do, sir.
Yeah. I want this to be as strong as possible.
Yep. That works. You now have, what is it? Its difficulty is 2, right? So, yeah, that succeeds. The effect lasts for the entire scene, equal to the power level. That is 3 extra dice to your win checks against the madness.
Okay, it doubles my win check, so
Yep.
I think that's pretty good.
So you can roll 6 dice to protect yourself from the madness.
All right. And then I tell everybody to cover their ears, and I do the same, and then
Yep.
I'll roll my 6 dice here.
Can they even still talk after I paralyzed them both?
That's not the thing, though. The thing is, you see them, you interacted with them.
So
Like,
this has to
just
kind of
taking
pop first.
1 second of seeing them is all it takes to
No, you
trigger
all
this.
heard them shouting and doing things. And in the time it took you to hear and everything like that, this is what we're covering
Okay.
now. So everybody
Okay.
has to... Yeah, this is dangerous stuff. Everybody in Tricoria are absolutely panicked about these guys. When there's a whisper that there is a rejoicerist somewhere in a city, you can have entire neighborhoods emptied. Emptied.
Okay.
Errol, you must remember the rejoicerists that you've traveled with to get to Marjura, don't you? No, you didn't. That wasn't you. That was Prance.
Nope.
Sorry.
Those prawns.
That was Prance.
The real prawns.
Yep. The real Prance, exactly. So I guess we'll have to do a whole bunch of win checks now, but you gave the advice in time, Bodonius. So
Alright.
the rest of the folks here will have to roll against a 1. It's higher for Sifano and Bodonius because Bodonius is doing a spell. Sifano was actually affecting them in some way. Messing with these guys is dangerous because that forces you to think about the thing, and that's what starts to infect your mind.
Like
So-
the game.
Don't mess with them.
Thanks.
But Sir Arctic, you can roll a wind against 1 if you're shoving something in your ears immediately.
Sure. That's
Uh-oh.
about how my dice have been today.
Uh-oh. Sir Arctic, are you having an experience that you can use for this?
I'm waiting for the sheet to load, and then I'll review them and maybe tell you. Kidnapping a Barbosk shaman doesn't really help me here.
Yeah, that's messed up, though.
Hostile magic
You've
users.
done some messed up stuff.
Right. Oh no, Gormgald fails.
Oh,
I'm very sad to see that. He was such an amazing guy.
All right, I forced the Black Mountain to obey my will, so maybe I can get this madness under control.
Maybe, yeah. That works.
Hey,
Nephria, your amazing mind of Wind 1.
Ah,
So
would it,
clever up there, Josh.
God, it would be super if I could just curse louder than they're screaming, but
Does
6!
everybody hear this? Nice. So I mean, some
Nephria's
of the people
okay
down the
by the
hall,
skin of her
right?
teeth.
This isn't even the craziest thing I've heard.
Exactly.
I've spit out crazier shit than this.
And then she just like that. And Eldrida will use apparently. I mean, she has what?
No, it's-
Discovered her talent for fortune telling, maybe?
Well, no, let's not burn her stuff when she's not here. That's not fair. Say she was back here looting something. It's not fair to screw her character over because she can't make it.
All right.
I largely agree.
poor old Rita.
But Deidre, you're fine with.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Well,
I-
Deidre's not an actual person, so absolutely.
This is true.
Right.
Oh
Like
no,
half mad already.
Deidre.
Deidre and Gustaki? Yeah. Let
We're
them
gonna
roll their
lose
crazy.
so many people now.
So
Gustaki is actually gonna be.
farewell.
Oh no, it's gonna be so much tragic when Deidre goes crazy and Gustaki tries to redeem her.
He's gonna go crazy too sooner or later. You're about to lose them both, I think. And then we have 7 good boys. They also have 1 wind. Yeah, this is gonna be bad for them. How many of them will in fact also... That's 1, Or Nephria, do you
just
want to
roll
roll for these guys?
76.
It's your good
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah, I'll too. Jesus, fuck!
Well, way to go, Haka.
Ouch. Right? Yeah. Haka survives.
Haka wins, and all the rest of them will start going nuts. Oh my god. This is really bad. What about the fairies, you guys?
I was just thinking that. We lost so many NPCs. Now I gotta deal with fucking crazy fairies.
Oh.
We'll see, won't we? I don't know if I even know
What?
for sure.
Not sure what to do about the Oracle being a rejoicer, though. Nah, don't.
Isn't
don't
that
think
an
I have a-
interesting problem?
That's plot, so we'll figure it out.
What is the situation for these fairies? I need to see their... I didn't actually put down their wind because I, for some reason, did not anticipate this particular outcome. I know, foolish of me. I should have seen it coming, but sometimes I am a foolish man. Is it down
There
here?
was a
Yes.
different outcome?
Better than
There
being
was.
I guess there are. Last time I played this, the adventurer groups did not have the fairies with them.
Because we got the fairies were supposed to be got last as NPCs,
Yeah.
right?
Their wind is a 2. Good for them. Does anyone want to roll for them, or shall I?
I'll go ahead.
Okay. 1 is fine. 2 is fine. 3 is fine, and yeah, they're all fine.
Oh my
So we're
god.
gonna lose all the good boys, but the fairies are fine because they're just
So
It's
full of
fine.
chaos anyway. They're just running around yelling. "Fuck, fuck, 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 fuck."
yeah. In fact, they are right now shouting "fuck."
Well, they
So is
can't hear
Nephria.
anything.
Oh, and Salmello will hear this too, won't he? Oh my god.
Yeah, fucking.
I haven't even bothered to
There's
take
gonna
down
be
his...
so mad. What joy is a
He's
rejoice?
like, everything is fine now. Oh.
That's
I'm-
hey. To be fair, this is entirely the twins' faults for keeping a rejoicer in the fucking building in the first place.
Yes. Salmello is fine too, I'm happy to report.
Who keeps a rejoicer in the basement?
What a terrible idea! I've got this vile bubonic plague on a rickety shelf. Who
Yeah,
does that?
Yeah,
I want to
Sure,
put
it
it
sounds
next
like
to the
something
bill.
Stefano would absolutely do.
yeah, you are covering your ears, everyone, and while you're doing this, apparently a couple of the Wolfkin are doing it a bit too late and are not understanding why they should do it, because this is their oracle, right? It's Rauga. So they start howling with her. And because they're howling with her the same kind of strange mad tunes, soon you can see in their eyes that they are losing it. And Deidre and Gistaki, you can't really hear what they're saying, but they're looking at each other and starting to cackle as well. What do you guys do?
I said we bound the oracle, muzzle her, and we just fucking book. We got an escape tunnel. We're getting out of here.
You're going to interact with the rejoicer again.
She's
Yeah.
paralyzed.
Yeah, I
it's-
already made the check.
Yeah, now they're paralyzed. They have stopped howling, but the Wolfkin are now howling. And Galagormgeld, and Gistaki, and Deidre.
I thought Gistaki passed.
No, he didn't. No, he did. He did.
Yes,
pass.
he did. He got a 4.
Yeah, So he's like this, and he's staring in horror at Deidre as she's starting to twitch. And
So, what if we made a mad dash back to the little statuary thing and just picked up all of the pieces of the mad people and then maybe didn't put them back down?
all right, Nephria is running back. You don't-
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by this.
That's fascinating. I'm concerned about grabbing the oracle, so I'm certainly not going to interfere or have
So you're
opinions
gonna
about it.
interfere with the mad people, Nephria.
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to interfere with the pieces that are in
He's
the
going to
mine.
pick them up.
Of the mad people, Nephria. You are in
Jesus,
again.
don't.
This is
Like my one wind.
this exactly. This is. I'm warning you. If you do that, you're gonna have to roll a win check again, but difficulty 2 because you're doing things to rejoicers.
Impossible.
Even
All
though
right.
they're not in the same room?
Yep.
I
Because
think
she's
it's.
inviting
I
the
think he
contagion
said
by
even
thinking about
about them
it. This is yeah.
going to.
This is mimetic.
All right,
This
we
is
just gotta run.
corrupting
Yeah,
me.
like fuck them.
We just gotta run.
It's back to the game all over again.
What was that?
Yeah.
Don't make
That's
it
the thing is, even
personal.
taking Rauga with us is going to
Yep.
count.
As long as you can stuff your ears with something and pretend she doesn't exist, it's gonna be fine.
Just pretend she doesn't exist. Check.
I have a wind one and convince myself of bullshit all the time. That should be fairly easy for Nefria, I would think.
Someone is
got really
obviously
lucky.
gonna shout, like Bodonius is gonna go out to Eldrita and go, cover your ears immediately so she doesn't even have to roll, because we're kind
Yeah.
to Steph who isn't here. That's
All right.
what I heard.
Let's
At this
book
point,
it.
I should have not been here.
Eldrita is too high to perceive the external reality.
Exactly.
Like,
And
wow.
so you all book it, basically.
Yes.
Gistaki will not leave Deidre, so...
I can't
it's-
do anything about that.
Given what I know about rejoicers, is there any cure for it?
No.
From what I understand, they're like generally taken out to sea and put on a raft and just shoved away.
Yep.
I'm pretty
Yep.
sure the adventurers have met somebody who wasn't affected by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like the first or second
Shaggle.
session we encountered one.
That
No,
was... I mean, no, it was actually Prance who met someone who wasn't affected by it.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Wasn't affected.
That's not.
I thought the person Shagul was pretending to be claimed to have traveled with them. Though, of course, since that's not
Yeah.
who she is,
Mm.
kind of a moot point.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I watched the first few
So,
episodes.
as such,
Yeah.
you are
Not-
booking it with the...
On
White one.
my way out, I'm going to make a pathetic water attempt to convince Kishtaki to come with us and that Deidre's gone.
All right. Oh my god.
Wow!
That didn't work at all.
Apparently, I run past it going, she's fucked!
Yeah, that's it. Wow, I kind of want to make a similar
Somehow
attempt
managing
here.
to sound both offensive and threatening simultaneously.
And
Stefana,
relief.
you're not even grabbing Deidre's magical stuff, are you?
Nope.
Like her
Which is a
little
shame, 'cause I know
necklace?
she's got some good shit.
Her little necklace
Mm-hmm. I remember the necklace.
with a soul in it? Yeah.
Yep.
Out we go.
I stop, or he stops for a second, wraps the oracle up in the rug, makes it easier to forget about her.
That's a fair point.
Let's get these stupid gems off this rug. I need the rug.
Good.
Are the others following us? The ones that are now affected and are now rejoicing?
They don't care about you at all.
All
They
right.
are howling together. And, I mean, it's only a matter of time before Gistaki will be infected too, given.
Oh, he's so fucked.
Oh, very.
So, all the NPCs almost that you picked up so far. Just completely.
Oh, they still have the fairies.
Except for the fairies.
Except for the fairies.
Fine,
They
so-
are with you still.
And remember, we still have 20 some odd reavers waiting in the wings. We brought 8.
Yes, you had
Gonna-
no, you had
yep.
30 to start with, right? Yeah, so
Yeah.
you have 21 left now.
Oh god, give me another shipment of reavers.
Is it the end of the month yet? Can I re-up?
Yeah, really.
And does that mean that this is how you leave Gatway's Rock on that boat? Alma and Errol have left already, and they're gonna be on that the caravel earlier than you guys. But you then come out through the tunnel, get on the boat, and just bolt.
Once we were out into the bay, I seem to recall the spell
Yes.
loses its grip on us.
Yes. It
So,
did.
like, I imagine we're probably going to head back around to at least approximately where we figured the rest of them were going to be.
So you're gonna
You're not
be
going out
there
into
when
open
they're
sea on
all
a dinghy.
coming out, but your ears are not covered.
But with that echo through all the way out that far distance from the center of the tower
but
too?
by the time they come out, it's been a scene, which means that the paralysis is going to be let gone.
You got gagged, shoved bag
Oh,
over
she's
her head,
gagged
wrapped
now.
in a rug. Yeah, she is contained.
Whoever is doing the gagginess stuff has to roll a wind check to not get infected.
Fine.
Banu, I'm sorry. Use you.
I'll tell you, I'm not gonna lie. Last time I did this, I had a player who did something more radical to the white one, and that is a difficulty 3.
No.
Donia should do it.
Yeah.
Bedonius is gonna take the because he has a 6 now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he did the
Interact?
spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, let me. My
Right, I
mind is
forgot
better
to get the spell.
protected at the moment.
Yes. Do it.
And then I will, because I get my 6 dice to do that.
Yes, you
so
do get your 6 dice to do that.
I
That
think-
works. So you can actually do something about her.
Yeah, so we'll gag her and tie her hands up so that she doesn't remove her own gag, and
That's gonna be
Secure
very
as
hard,
best as
but
we
I
can.
guess put her in a sack. I don't even know how you're gonna handle her.
She's in a rug.
Yeah,
Just put
she's
her
in a
head
rug.
sack.
Yes, she's in a rug,
up in a
and
rug,
maybe
put
she's
a
even
zip tie.
cozy in there.
But before the paralysis wears off,
Yeah.
we have to get her out of the rug, gag her, tie her hands up, and then put her back in the rug again.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And
Although it does seem like a shame that none of us are carrying around humanoid-sized sacks. It seems like something we might be able to use.
Next shopping trip.
so Errol
I
and
can-
Alma will be there when you come out with only the fairies
And a rug.
and a rug.
And a rug. And a rug. Are you just trundling with a rug? It's fine.
Here's
And-
everybody else.
You can't discuss it because let's see. No, you can't talk to her. So the rules. Here's the rules for Rejoicerism. So if you meet a worshipper, a cultist during the game and listen to their weird wordplay, you have to roll for wind. Difficulty is typically 2, but it goes down to a 1 if you realize the danger quickly and move away or shut your ears.
How about
If you
Bedonius?
fail, you have to take this ability, Rejoicer's Madness, next time you level up. And when you have it, then you have to take it every time, basically.
Good.
You have to roll for wind every time your level goes up. If you fail, you have to continue to develop this ability until you go utterly mad. Yeah, that's
That's so game breaking.
Love it.
Again, I just want to blame the gods for this.
yes.
Oh, yeah,
This
absolutely.
is-
They
yes.
could have dropped a comment and ended this, but they didn't.
They didn't. Errol and Alma does not have to roll wind because you can't hear her saying anything or howling or anything like that. I'm gonna count your given how you've been running out of this whole place, Stefano, and that goes for Eldrida and anyone else with bottles and things that open. They will have opened and spilled out all their contents because you were running like that.
Yeah, so I figured they're just gone, right?
Yeah, they're gone.
Ugh.
And there go all the potions Eldrida made.
Yep.
She'll be
Yes.
thrilled
I had
to
a
hear that.
potion for each of the different.
I am really glad the guy with the wildfire was not in there.
Yep.
Because that could have gotten sticky really fast. Bedonius, I want you to roll wind,
I mean,
please.
it would have been fine since
Yep.
he can talk to fire. The rest of us, not so much.
Exactly.
That does open up my inventory to carry more stuff.
Yeah. Said something, Miguel, about Benonius?
Yes, please. Roll wind.
Oh no, does that mean my fake default potion's gone too? Oh shit, I needed that.
All right.
Okay.
Just don't question how many of Steph's fate die we just threw away.
Oh yeah.
I will say like this, Bedonius. I think you can realize something interesting. All those doors and bottles and everything opening up at once, that is not a Rejoicer thing at all.
No. Can I think of anything that could have caused that?
it would either be the human Rejoicer and her mad cackling about them, or it was Rauga's howling. Rauga's howling was considerably louder.
Some sort of Rejoicer magic probably caused.
They don't have magic as such. As far as it's not a thing you think about a lot, because nobody does.
Well, I don't want to think about the Rejoicers too much.
Does that
A little
does that
dangerous.
Does that mean she can't be bound though?
Only if she's howling. She's not howling now because you bound her snout.
Was the howling that caused it. And she's not able to howl, which means she's able to be bound. But as soon as she starts being able to howl again, then it'll be a lot more difficult.
Yeah, you have an interesting challenge here. The White Eye is infected by Rejoicerism. And you can't heal that. Nothing can heal that. Transporting her is gonna be dangerous, but unmanageable. You just showed everybody that.
As long as she's unconscious in a rug, it'll be easy.
As a longer term solution, I'm wondering if Nephria can come up with some sort of potion that will keep her unconscious.
Oh, like
Eldrina
Sorry,
can do that.
Eldrina, yes, sorry.
Eldrina can probably do that.
Eldrina
Yeah.
can come up with
Dope her ridiculous a lot.
Well,
Yeah.
I was also wondering the same thing about Safanu maybe being able to take her vocal cords out.
It's gonna be easier if
Eldrina knows how to make it.
Donius does things because aspect of the stone. Because if Sifanu does it, he's gonna have to roll wind for interfering with the Rejoicer.
Yeah, but
Couldn't somebody give him aspect of stone, though?
Maybe that could work, yeah. Yes, but maybe that's a difficulty 3 instead, because it's not by the same person.
So, just to recap for Errol, who's quote-unquote not in the scene.
You are now.
But yeah, but up to that point. So, Errol basically looks around and says, so as long as you don't think about it, it's fine?
Or interact with them.
So, we just had the lovely trip back to the boat. What happens if you make them forget about being who they are?
make them forget that they're mad.
Sorry about that.
That would be
I mean-
mentalism, probably, which none of you have. Also, you can't cure rejoicerism.
Okay, I didn't know if you could make it still there, but they forget that they have it so they don't inflict it.
Nobody's ever tried that, possibly. Who knows? But it would be interfering with the rejoicer, so I don't think
Yeah, you'd still have to make a test.
Yeah, exactly. The mentalist that goes into the mind of rejoicer, that's a difficulty 3 right there.
Yeah, I don't.
At least for the time being, if we can get Eldrita to make up some sort of potion to keep the White Eye unconscious, that'll make transport easier.
Yeah.
I'm happy to help, and I am happy to give her the fate die it would cost.
Very well. We will pause the story here, maybe, because I'm looking at the time. That gives you a little bit of time to think things through and how you're going to handle this interesting cargo that you're supposed to protect and so on. But yeah, I think you are going to put Gatve's rock to your rudder, are you not?
We need to make sure she stays unconscious first.
Are we really going to leave the Archmage in the tower with a bunch of rejoicers? Do we really want a crazy Archmage?
What are we supposed to do about it?
Hey,
Do we
listen, I'm
clear
even to
out
understand
the
that.
rejoicers?
He
You know-
already had rejoicers in there before we arrived.
Yeah, that's on him.
Like, also, from the look of it, Gatve's rock is now a Tricorian problem.
Harold looks at his belt. I got 9 more.
Really, with Errol here, we can knock that whole thing down on itself and try to kill everybody inside.
Including whatever it is that you guys are talking about, because I don't even want to think of it.
Or there might be a couple of caravels heading to Gatway's Rock right now because they've heard of the alarm bells have rung because evil Transmiran terrorists were here.
It does sound like the sort of thing we'd get blamed for.
You were here walking around in your armor and stuff earlier, weren't you? The time when you were turned around.
Anyone who sees me in my armor and becomes convinced I'm a Transmiran rebel is just not paying attention to geopolitics.
This is true.
So,
If
You are
there
expecting-
are caravels on their way here, I'm going to report that I have captured the Transmiran terrorists.
That you can do because you're at literally General Prosthagilda.
By myself, and I'm escorting them because I'm just that good, okay?
That
With
works
me
for them.
and a monk of Rands, for some reason.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, we're not gonna have prawns and prawns meat here, are we? That
would be terrible.
That would be terrible.
I want to see it on the off chance that Alma's disguise is good enough that everyone looks at real prawns.
Prawns gets the second place prize in the prawns lookalike contest.
Anyhow,
You want a better water score, pretty sure.
You wanted to discuss the Rauga situation a bit more?
I just want to say I do like the idea of just bringing the entire tower down and trying to just squish the problem entirely.
I do have a capability of knocking her out if that's what we are looking for, quite surgically, although
You would have to make the wind check.
So.
Yeah, the problem, the big end of the day problem is that even with the solution of the potion to keep her out, which is a great answer, but it still does suffer from the flaw that someone has to interact with her to do it. And though, as we've recently discovered, Bedonius can rock out, bum, 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 but to be able to interact with her, take Bedonius needing to do that multiplied by how many times in a day you need to redose her, and I bet you we're at a fate die in 24 hours or less.
Here's also the other thing. One way or another, you're walking out of here, so maybe we just walk her corpse back to the Wolfkin and have her soul explain what happened.
Yeah, I was at...
That just exposed them to rejoicerism too?
But
yes.
So
if you kill Rauga, you'll have to roll a wind against 3. I'm just putting it out there right now.
I mean, if I raised her corpse after she's dead, do I
That's
have to
something
worry
else.
about rejoicer?
Probably
We don't even
not.
know about that, huh?
Yeah, no, you don't know about that.
Okay. Okay.
But
So what
killing
about
her is a
Neph-
wind check 3.
What about Nefria's plan of biologically removing the components of Rauga that allow her to make noise?
It's at least
That
a
was
wind check
Birthany.
2.
Oh, sorry. Might have been Alma then. Can't remember who recommended that.
It's at least a 2.
I wasn't there, but I figured the doctor would probably think of that.
It's at least
Yeah.
a 2, I would say.
Yeah, you could put a little hole in the neck to keep them from being able to talk, and they'd just be able to breathe but not be able to say anything.
That's
Speak
the thing
the
you can
smile
do,
like
yeah.
doctors.
how did
I
you
mean,
make
I
that?
have a question that is not in character, but more out of character or world building type thing. Given the mechanics that we have been explained so far, rejoicerism is more deadly than the Black Plague. Like
Yep.
an average
Most deadliest
person,
thing.
an average person will not resist this. So one infected person ends up in a city anywhere, the entire city falls to rejoicerism.
Oh.
And the next person that comes to that city, like, this will very shortly wipe out the planet. So, therefore, I am wondering, is it standard procedure among anybody of any intelligence that you immediately kill anyone with rejoicerism you ever come across?
No, standard procedures are run like the gods were on your tail. Just
But
run.
then why hasn't the entire planet fallen to rejoicerism over and over again in the past?
Because you have 2 dice and you need 1 success.
Yeah.
the average person anyway.
But again, to Alan's point, though, and let's say that a Rejoicer wanders into a village. The village has a population of 20 people. Each of them has 2 wind as an average human being. Half of them will immediately fall to Rejoicerism.
Right, and the next
and then
hour,
the other half
Yeah.
yeah. But
Every
presumably
time
only
there's a
half
half,
of the
that
other
makes
half
it
will fall the next hour, but you get the idea.
The other half runs away.
So
And
then
that's
what do
how
you
it's
do
gonna
about the increasing population of Rejoicers? You just keep running away from them?
Yep.
Okay, to Alan's point, how have they not taken over continents yet?
Yeah, like, how
the
is
same
there
people are
anywhere
living on
left?
islands away from the Rejoicers where everyone else is howling mad.
Apparently,
Maybe that's why we live on
Rejoicers
islands.
don't do missionary work. They don't aim to spread it to other people. There are legends about how Rejoicers have a particular place where they tend to go to worship in their madness, which is thankfully safely away from everyone else.
So if we just seal them up in the tower, they'll just starve to death and that'll be the end of them?
Probably.
Okay.
I was
Alright,
going to mention where you guys basically did your literal lovely, and Errol looks at the archway. Why don't you just stick them back in the mountain? In a different spot. And come back whenever you actually need the oracle or can deal with it at that point.
Because there's gonna be 50 Wolfen attacking this island within a few days to liberate the Oracle.
Though, yeah, so I suppose we might have not brought Errol up to speed on that.
Yeah, right.
So we're really here trying to rescue the Oracle. We have our own reasons anyway, but one of our many reasons is so that the Wolfkin don't all fucking die assaulting this place.
So we could have a whole bunch of crazy wolfkin show up in 2-3 weeks. Yeah. So
Yeah.
back to my theory about, and I really hate to say this, and I'm sure Sanderson would have something really awesome to say about it too. Why don't we stick, like, the Oracle's not usable, for lack of better terms?
This Oracle is broken.
No, but jokes
Can I
aside
get
for a
a
second,
rebate?
the Oracle is broken, can't even interact properly with it. We put it back with the other things that are broken. We burn the bloody tower to the ground, call it a day, mission accomplished. The Oracle's in another castle.
If you burn the
I
Oracle,
kind of like you.
if you burn the Citadel down with the Oracle inside, that's still a win check 3.
But then it would be done.
Yes.
Yep,
yes,
nobody
it
has to do it.
Yes. And unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get the kind of unanimity I like on kill the Oracle.
I don't know that I would be able to keep Haka under control. Like, the command only goes so far. I would probably very greatly upset. At the very least, like, Nefria's ability to recruit more good boys from the Wolfkin and have
Well,
them.
we don't have to control Haka, we have to distract Haka.
This is true.
That's fucked up, but you're not wrong. Go fetch the ball boy. Go on.
Just need to take him for a walk and then deflect any questions he might have.
Carriage ride? You want to go for a carriage ride?
Then I suppose I can just jump in and make this really uncomfortable for someone else. Hey, Alma. Are you okay with us killing the Oracle?
I don't see how we have a fucking choice.
All right, on board then.
You want the others to go crazy?
Nope. Honestly, if not even you think that this is some ineffable part of the God's plan, then yeah.
What part of me typically objects to killing?
The part of you that objects to killing when you don't think it's what the gods want you to do? Or for personal profit, but I'm not profiting here.
I say, I wonder how many fate die I could pump into my inexhaustible knapsack and see if I can just pull out
A magic cure.
Rejoicerism.
That, oh my god.
Like,
Inexhaustible knapsack it.
I mean,
That-
that is what the gods want me to do, typically.
Yeah, that's not something that is possible at all. No. I don't often say no in this game, but
no.
That would break the metaphysics of this world entirely. Which
Success.
you can do maybe with a conflux on your back, but we're not there yet.
Not there yet.
All right, get the conflux, cure rejoicerism.
Yes,
Then we'll have the white eye. And we'll
exactly.
be able to protect the conflux.
Perfect.
Okay, then. Yeah, cool. No objections. We'll knock the tower down, try to kill everyone, and I'll just drop this rug over the side. Hold it down with an oar.
That'd be 2 separate checks, though, Robs.
Good point.
We just push the dinghy out into the middle of the ocean. It's
I mean-
just...
Actually, jokes aside, we both got 2 separate boats right now.
Yep.
We just push the Oracle into the ocean.
Take the other boat
And-
yourselves. Yeah, that would work.
I believe that's how they took care of it in the first or second session. It was like, there's a rejoicer on this boat. We're going to just abandon it in the middle of the ocean. Everyone
Yep.
stay the fuck away from it.
Yep.
Could we get away with one check if we load one of the boats up with trash? And we all just believe that the rug is
another
also
piece of
garbage. And then that just sinks the boat. Just overladen it with garbage that also happens to include a rug full of rejoicer.
trash. I think it's going to be Bedonius is going to do aspect of the stone on this.
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
Then I
I
suppose
mean,
if we're gonna...
setting a rejoicer adrift, that is not technically killing the rejoicer. It's just setting the rejoicer adrift.
That's what I remember from that one session.
So
It's
that would
easy
be...
to make the
Setting the
check.
rejoicer adrift. It is leaving the rejoicer behind.
yes.
Yeah.
Punch a hole.
Letting nature deal with it.
Letting Nate... Exactly.
Exactly.
That's
We didn't kill the
difficulty-
guy. The swamp killed the guy.
That's a difficulty 1 because you're not hearing anything. You're just plugging your ears, everything. You're doing the whole quarantine part. Basically, you're using the...
Oh, that's still a check, though.
Yes, it's still a check. It's the Chakorian equivalent of using a hazmat suit to dispose of biohazard.
So stick it on the dinghy.
All right.
Stick it on the dinghy.
Stick it on the dinghy.
I think to Errol's earlier point, though, that does not solve the whole problem.
Oh, no, we gotta collapse the tower. Or at least seal it up.
At which point, to Errol's, to Josh, I think, a little meta here, but to Josh's point, why make 2 checks instead of 1?
So
Like, why dinghy and collapse if you're already going to collapse?
You would have to put the rejoicer back in the tower prior to collapsing it, though, so that
Which is also a check.
Which is, in fact, a difficulty 3 check because if you kill a rejoicer, you kill a rejoicer. It doesn't matter if you shoot it in the face with a longbow or explode it with some black powder or bury it under rubble. It's all killing.
But
Putting
abandoning it at sea is not killing it.
It's not killing it.
Okay.
Nor would sealing them up in the tower for them to suffocate later.
If you seal them in the tower, maybe someone digs them out later. Who knows?
Right, maybe. But
we just
it's not our problem, not our
It's not
check.
your problem, no. At that point,
Oh.
maybe you just leave the rug in the tower and run out without all of them and just collapse the thing while you're running through the tunnel.
So, like,
Kind of-
yeah, so theoretically, drop her, and then we wouldn't even necessarily need to affect her if we just undo the magic that caused the tunnel and set things back to normal. Her getting squished would be a byproduct, not an intent.
Oh, you're laying her in a
Repeat.
tunnel. That's still killing her, though. But if you're putting her in, say, the treasure room and resealing it the way it was, then I would accept that as... Because technically you're not
Non-lethal.
killing her.
Now, theoretically, if we abandoned a rejoicer in the middle of the desert, would that be 1 or 3?
Same as putting her in a boat, isn't it?
All right. What if we put a rejoicer hanging precariously from a hook off the side of a cliff and asleep?
I'm
We're just
fine with
getting
that.
a weird theoretical ways to
Like,
kill people.
where are the lines here?
boundaries.
Where?
So when she wakes up, she falls into the.
She presumably moves and dies, but we didn't kill her.
I'm fine
Just
with
like
that
we didn't
too.
kill her on the boat either.
I'm
the
fine with
ocean
that
killed
too.
her.
The
All
tricky
right.
part is how do you get her up on the cliff?
Presumably you carry her there. But
Oh,
all right. So what if we bury Rejoicer under a bunch of rocks just to keep them still but not killing them in a place where high tide will drown them? That's my last hypothetical, I think.
Poor
So they're
McPhail.
alive until we get far away from their screams.
And it's not us that's killing them, it's the moon. Acting in a completely predictable fashion. But
That's
again,
premeditated at that point.
yeah.
so's a
That's the differential.
desert.
So's the desert. I would my personal interpretation would be like, if we see the corpse, it's a 3. If we don't, it's a 1.
If you, in your heart of heart, knows that there's no way this person survived this, that's a 3. So heart of hearts. So
But if
putting her
someone came
adrift in
along
a
and
boat,
unburied
there's
them,
a
they'd
chance
survive.
to survive. There is a chance to survive. She could drift
What's
on
the
the streams.
chance?
She could drift on the stream. You know, lots of sailors have spent days in open boats at sea after a shipwreck.
And at which point another ship comes and finds them.
Exactly.
And then they go crazy.
Yeah.
And then we got a
Yes.
Tracy boat of rejoicers.
And then it's just like the plague going from
Well,
port.
if they see it, they're gonna go no and turn the other way.
But it only takes one of them to screw the check up and the whole ship is screwed.
If they have a spyglass, they can see her from long before, and then they can turn before they can hear her.
Do they have visual signs of going crazy? Do they get boils and whatnot? And you're like, oh, no, stay away from them. They're
It's
crazy.
those braids.
The 5 Rejoicer braids.
Oh, that's a standard thing. You go
Yep.
crazy and
They
you get a
all
weird
do it.
haircut.
They all do it.
Oh, okay.
It's part of their shared madness.
Yes.
But not magic. It's just mass delusion driving them for these braids.
Yep.
Back to my comment of Mentalist having fun with some of this. And at that point, Errol's actually looking back at the tower. So what do we want to do with Mr. Screw with everybody's head that's anti-creationist? That I personally don't like. I don't care about the rest of yous, but...
You want to bring the tower down?
I'm still working on my Bane, Mikhail.
Yes. You can I would give you at least a Bane point for blowing up
Maybe
the
we can set
tower.
his door on fire.
And set the door on fire.
You did, yes. It's smoking.
One more thing before we leave the island. Concerning the red eye. There's a portal here somewhere that takes us immediately to her, so let's take advantage of it.
So maybe it's in
You
the tower.
want to go back in there. Is that what
You mean down to the Cliff of Kings, something that starts with a B? Savannah?
What I
Backfire.
understood,
Thank
you.
somewhere in the party house, there was a portal that took us all the way over to Paratorna. Or not Paratorna, Pullamax.
I thought she cast that portal.
She did.
Oh, I thought that was a fixture.
It might
Like a permanent thing.
be, it might not be. When you were there, it was a ritual. There were engravings and signs and stuff. You're Sifano. You would have studied it, right?
Yeah,
He does love
No,
symbols.
definitely would have
she
taken some
is-
notes.
probably a rubbing of it in body glitter on him?
Yeah, something like that, yes. I'm sure she makes portals like that, yes. Because it's just convenient for her. So that would be in the party house. But how to activate it, that's a different thing.
That is true. That's true.
Eldrita might be able to figure that out, though, if she
Maybe.
does. I don't know if her moon magic can talk to Fundibera from afar.
This is one of those I mean, Fundibera is literally on Mixa. If you go to Mixa and ask her kindly, maybe she'll send you there. of course.
Yeah, that's we get there before we found out we fucked our tower.
Yeah, that's the difficulty, isn't it?
You guys are gonna have some explaining to do to Fundabera.
Do you guys, this is a challenging situation. Do you guys want to take a couple of weeks to think on this, and we'll get back to this and
I think we probably should, yeah.
resolve the island situation with the opening scene of the next session?
Yeah, definitely. Just ruminate and pass ideas back and forth for the next couple of weeks.
Right?
Yeah, like spaghetti at the wall.
Someone
Figure out
else
how
is
to
getting.
stop the Wolfkin from all dying in a futile attack on this place.
Yep. It's challenging. It's challenging. We will pause the action here then and return in 2 weeks to see how Gatway's Rock is actually resolved. See you then, everybody.
Angel.
Right.